Get it started.
Running low and slow, that's the thought away. Moonshine on the swamp, night and day. Uncle Moonshine with his secret brew under the cypress where the fire burns blue.
Yeehaw!
That's a heck of an intro, brother.
I had David Beatty made that song through AI for me. And Cassie,
really?
Yeah, that's all AI. The voice, everything is AI. Every bit
Crazy.
of it. I know. I couldn't believe it. I was like, dude, they sound just like a guy singing. I'm like, God dang.
Yeah.
Well, let me start off by welcoming you to the Shine Shed Sessions. That's hard to say. I need to change the name. Shine Shed Sessions. There we go. Got Cyrus Mason here with us tonight, and we're going to be. I'm going to be asking him some questions, and he's going to be giving some answers, I'm sure. And we got people watching from Facebook and YouTube. And anybody that wants any comments, I'll try to keep up with the comments. Bear with me. Well, first of all, welcome in, Cyrus. Glad to have you.
Man, I'm glad to be here. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, man. I know you've been doing this a while, and back in the day when I first started, I started following a lot of your stuff, and I got a lot of good information from you. It helped me a lot in the very beginning.
Good.
And I know you still do a lot of stuff today, even for beginners as well. And I hope you don't mind. I took one of your videos and I posted it on Morgan's Moonshine group to show people how to do their cuts. The one where you do your cuts.
Yeah.
And I thought that was spot on. I wanted to share it with everybody because I know I got a lot of newbies. And I know when I was new and coming up, I was just winging it.
Well, it's one of the hardest parts, I think, when you're new. Because you're not sure what your things are supposed to taste like yet. And, you just got to get people, especially new folks, into the idea that it's supposed to taste like what you want it to taste like. And so you build this process of making your own cuts so that you can kind of teach yourself what it is you like and what you don't like. And that process that I highlighted, like I didn't make that up, but, I didn't come up with that. I just shared it. And it's a pretty good process for beginners, I think.
I think it is. Just like, for example, what you said in the video, you're talking about don't start with your heads. I always did every time. And before you do it, my taste buds are fried, man. They're gone.
Yeah, you can't taste anything after about the third jar.
And then at the end of it, I'm over here, yeah, okay, I'm going to shut it down now.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And I just want to share that. And that's why I started Morgan's Moonshine Group, was to share the things that I have learned throughout the years and to keep it on a good level and no hate, if you will. There's a lot of groups I was going into and people were making fun of me included. I'd go in and ask a question. I'd get all this bad feedback. Oh, you stupid SOB. Who wants to be a part of that?
Right.
And we all learn at some point, so I get a lot of questions that seem redundant to me, but they don't know. That's why they're asking, or they wouldn't have asked.
Yeah, that's right. Our Moonshine for Beginners group over on MeWe is the same way. Like our admins are in there, very patient, like answering the same questions with every new person that comes in. They all, they pretty much all have the same questions, and you just got to be patient and answer them like it's the first time you've heard that question, and
And the more you hear, you have a better way of presenting your answer too sometimes. So.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons I started it. I know you've been doing this a while, and your wife's involved as well, right?
Yeah, she's been involved most of the way through, especially with the, creating the Moonshine for Beginners group.
Nice. Yeah, that's all.
That's on MeWe.com. Yeah. And
Go ahead.
yeah, she was heavily involved in kind of, I don't know what to say. Like, she really helped that group become what it is. Her health hasn't been great for a while, so she's not been there, but yeah, she's behind the scenes on that for a long time. And then
Right.
also, you know, back in the day when, you know, we were earning a living in the moonshine world illegitimately, you know, she was the secret sauce behind making all the flavors that we had.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know from a personal experience. You and I, we talked through an email earlier, and I know for me on a personal experience, it was I do better with my post flavors than I do anything else. So
That's good.
When you told me that she does the post flavoring and stuff, hey, win some, well, come in. Trolls can be real jerks. Real shiners are always glad to help. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Thanks for sharing that. But I want to post a link here, if it'll let me, on that MeWe link that people can check it out if they want.
Shoot, yeah. Oh, now I can see. I had to push a button to see the chat. I didn't see. Hey, honey, I see you there. Hillbilly Glass Barrels is in here. Terry.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Moonshine for Beginners invite link. Click on that, check it out. Meet me. I've never been over there, not that I know of, but I know I've seen some stuff about moonshine for beginners. So
Well, let me tell you what the advantage of MeWe is. It's basically the same as Facebook. Why we chose MeWe over Facebook to build our community is because, number one, there are no ads. You can't even buy an ad. If I wanted to buy an ad, there's no advertising over there. Nice. So your feed isn't always bogged down with advertisements and things like that. Number two, they don't track any of your information. And I know it's not so much the same now, but used to, moonshiners were a little bit leery about being online about it because, you know, they're the Fed is tracking you, but right. MeWe, there's no tracking. They don't mine your data or anything like that. And then number three is you control everything that's in your feed, as opposed to Facebook. They just show you the stuff they want to show you. You don't have any real control over it. And with MeWe, it's all in the settings. You choose whose stuff you want to see and whose stuff you don't want to see. And they don't show you anything except what you've asked to see. So, and the groups have more functionality. Like, it's more of a community than it is on Facebook, just because of all the extra functions that you get in the groups. And so that's why we chose it. It's a great platform. It's too bad that it's not as big as Facebook, but we have a lot of fun over there. So if you're interested in moonshine, and especially if you're new, but not only if you're new, jump over there and check us out. I'm sure you'd enjoy it.
I want to check it out.
Yeah.
I want to check out MeWe. It sounds good. That's the biggest thing I have against TikTok is they monitor every little thing, Yeah. Somebody comes on there and cries because you got a mole on your forehead, they're going to delete you. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But yeah. So what is it currently that you're working on? You working on a project or?
So I've always got stuff. I've always got things on the skillet. I've been focusing a lot on the brew shop back here, the local brick and mortar store where we sell supplies to people who, make shine or beer or mead or wine. So there's that. And then, of course, I stay up with my YouTube channel. I'm always putting stuff up on the YouTube channel. Been doing a little more with TikTok lately. And then we're working on a moonshine festival for next year.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what I got going. I mean, I got enough to do. it's hard for me to jump in and start another project. And I've got a few projects that if I didn't have some of the help that I have, I wouldn't be able to do them.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the list of all the things that Still in the Clear does, it would be like, you would be like, Jesus, how do you do all that? You know,
I've
but the
already
truth
had-
is I don't do it all. Like, I've got an editor for the newsletter. I've got a co-host for the live stream. You know, I've got an employee for here. So like, I have help doing everything that I do.
Cool. I know I started getting heavily active into it, and it got overwhelming. Especially to try to do the things I want to do. I still can't. So I asked my daughter Kathy to help me. She got involved. She started moonshine, and she's getting more involved in it. And she's helped me with all the IT stuff and give me ideas and other stuff. So she's recently had to back out for personal reasons, and I get it. Hey, you know, sometimes we got to step back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're talking about your YouTube. I'm going to post the link to that as well.
Okay.
That's the post. That's your YouTube. Still in the Clear. Right there. Make sure you.
Yeah. There's over 150 videos there that I've done in the last. When did I start the YouTube? I think I started the YouTube channel in 2021. So
cool. I know Winsong says it was better. I asked you what you were into. She says better ask him what he's not working on.
Yeah. She, I also wouldn't be able to do it without her tolerance, because when I get busy on stuff, and you know, I'm working more than I'm at home. Right.
Yeah, I get that. And then when I am home, all I'm doing is moonshine. My wife's even told me that several times. All you do is moonshine, moonshine, moonshine. Yeah, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it takes a lot of patience and understanding from the significant other.
For sure.
I used to do all my mashes in the house, and it never bothered me. Well, one day she asked me, she says, "Can you do that outside in the shed?" I was like, "Well, I could. I mean, there's not much room. I guess I can make room." She's like, "That stuff smells like vomit."
Sometimes they can.
When I first started doing this, Cyrus, I was trying to get as much mash as I could, right? I got the regular 5-gallon buckets, not the 7.5 gallon. I had the regular 5-gallon. I'm trying to top it off as close as I can. We went to bed one night, and we're laying there in bed, just about to doze off when here, boom, boom, boom. Those lids come flying off, and I had shit all over the ceiling, the walls.
Right.
Oh, yeah, she was pretty upset with me for a while about that one. But, yeah, the things we go through, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So now you're doing another show, ABV, right?
Yeah, so that's another thing I started, the ABV Society, and that's just a club for people who make their own alcohol. And right now it's just a local club for, you know, local people. We meet up here at the shop once a month and do things. And I started the ABV Society live stream to help kind of generate awareness for the society. And then, you know, who knows, maybe someday that'll be like a larger kind of thing, maybe nationwide.
Cool.
But,
Yeah.
you know, we have a handful of members right now.
I could definitely see that happening. I've watched a few of those videos, and yeah, very informative. And I can really see it blowing up and taking off and going somewhere with a lot more followers. Now, when you have subscribers, is there a subscription fee for that, or you just sign up and be a subscriber?
For the ABV Society?
Or any of them? I know there's one.
Okay. Everything is free. The newsletter's free. The MeWe group is free. But the ABV Society has annual dues, and it's $40 for the year. And that just helps kind of with the cost, because I have we built a bar up here and we have a refrigerator so the members can store their product. And once a month, I feed them. We meet up here and, I'll have food and stuff like that. So just basically to cover some basic costs.
I know there was a place here in Orlando. They closed up, but they kind of did something similar to that, Cyrus. It was a supply store. You go in and get all your supplies, whatever, beer, wine. They never talked about distillation.
Yeah.
And but they would meet once a month and they'd be trying each other's wines or meads and stuff. And it was a club and it was pretty cool. I went to a couple of them. It was really nice.
Yeah. That's what we do too.
That's what got me into doing my blackberry brandy.
There you go.
I tried a blackberry wine this guy made, and he told me the process. I was like, man, I'm all over that because I love blackberry.
Yeah.
But it turned out really nice, and you learn from each other. And I love, like what you're doing. You have a community, and that's how you learn from each other and grow.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages for the beginners too. When they come into the group, you get to sit across the table from somebody who's more experienced than you and pick their brain. And maybe you got something going on that isn't working real well, and you can ask folks, what do you think's wrong? All that kind of stuff.
Right. I'm going to back up here for a second, Cyrus, and read a few of these comments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeremy Dale Jr. or Senior says, hey, y'all, good times right there, right here. Mike Franz says, howdy. Toby Mandela says, cool. Jeremy, Uncle Shine, I'm also here in Orlando tonight and tomorrow. Then I fly out. Jeremy, we need to hook up, buddy. Damn, I'm not real far from the airport. And Lisa Day says, hello, everyone.
Oh, Jeremy is Oklahooch. Okay. Yeah. Jeremy's a local guy here. He comes into the shop.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, apparently
he brought me. Yeah. Yeah. He travels, but whenever he's back in town getting supplies, he'll come swing by, and brought me some shine last week, and it was damn good.
Oh, good.
It was really good. Yeah.
The place that had that supply shack here in Orlando, they ended up into a brewery. They expanded into a brewery. Well, the supply part of it dropped out. Now it's just a brewery. I used to love going there and get my supplies, sit down, have a burger and a few beers.
Yeah, that's the same thing that happened to. We had a pretty big brew shop up in Tulsa called High Gravity, and they shut the brew shop side down and had I don't know if they still have the brewery or not, but same thing happened there.
Huh. Funny how that happens. I guess you get everything online now. You don't have to go to the store.
I mean, it's hard to compete with Amazon, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you sorry, you sell a lot of stuff on Amazon yourself, right?
No, none of my stuff is on Amazon. It's all on stillintheclear.com. All my kits and equipment and stuff is on that website or here in the shop.
Gotcha. Interesting. That's cool because I was checking out your website earlier, and I definitely got to get that corn for beginners.
The what?
The corn for beginners.
Corn.
Corn.
Oh, yeah. That the super simple beginner kit is, that's the first kit I developed. It's for people that have just never even done one, and it's an easy recipe. It's a bulletproof recipe. Like you can't screw it up, and it makes a real decent shine in the end. So right. It's our most popular kit.
I've mostly done potatoes, and that's what I started with. And it's funny as hell because I was talking to you earlier about my uncle. That's what he made his from. I didn't know that until I was over 3 years into it.
Yeah.
But I have done a couple of corn runs that came out decent. But I want to. I don't know. I feel like I need to go back to the beginning stage and just start going from there.
Yeah.
I recently tried some Jimmy Red, and I love it. Absolutely love it. And so a fine friend of mine, a gentleman who also lives here in Florida, gave me some Jimmy Red, and I'm gonna be running that here before too long.
Good deal.
Yeah, definitely. You ran just about everything. I mean, you deal in wines and meads and just about everything, right? When it comes to the alcohol part.
Yeah, I make a lot of different kinds of alcohol. Distilling is still the thing that I have the most experience in, and I'm fairly new to the other stuff. But yeah, we make I don't know if you can tell behind me on that counter over there, but that's a bunch of wine and mead all across that counter fermenting over there on the side.
I wouldn't have known that until you pointed it out, but I can see the bottles in different colors. So yeah.
Yeah, they're all 1 gallon batches.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So in your years of doing this, I mean, what's the thing that just keeps you driving? That this is you. This is what I do. Why does it keep you driving? I mean, I know it's a passion. We all have that passion, but what's the biggest thing for you personally?
Well, I mean, we started out just making one recipe over and over and over and over because, it was an income. And so we just kept putting out the same thing over and over and over. But then when I started Still in the Clear and started experimenting and making all kinds of different things, that's what I really enjoyed. It was a lot more fun once I started doing all the different experiments and helping people and people asking me questions and being able to kind of share in the experience of somebody making their first batch. I'm sure you can remember what it was like to make your first batch, and like, it's a lot of fun to share that experience with somebody, and so that's kind of what it is for me. The fact that now I get to experiment and make a lot of different kinds of things and just kind of share it with everybody. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. One of my first experiences it was a mess, man. I had shit everywhere. My wife was so mad at me. I had that kitchen a wreck. And then the very first run I did, I wasn't thinking. I just so happy that I got a drip, man. I was like, yeah, moonshine.
Yeah.
I stick my finger under that first couple of drips and put that on my tongue. Dude, I had an instant headache. I mean, it was like migraine. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I know what I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. And I knew better. It's just you get excited and you want to do it. And so yeah, I agree. It's fun for me to share with people what I have learned, and I'm learning from everybody else. It's just giving me things that I want to try and do, and then I implement what I learned, and it comes out. It's like, wow, this is cool,
Yeah.
Or I screwed up along the way. Dude, mine tastes like shit. What did I do wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just kind of part of it. When you're trying new things, sometimes they're going to turn out great and sometimes they're not,
I'm gonna hit the bell myself.
You're going
to, I need to do a shot.
Oh, that means we drink, right? So
that's what we do, a shot. That's the shot bell. But Kayla Hayes made that.
Well, oh yeah. No, I'm not, I'm not going to be able to do any shots with you, but I'll take a sip of my Coke and whiskey.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah. It's not a priority or a
requirement.
Yeah, it's not a requirement. There you go. Now, do you sell any other products besides your own? I mean, through your store or?
On the Still in the Clear website, I mean, so all the kits, all the grain kits, we put those together here. They're ours, but then we also sell things like hydrometers and pH meters and stuff that we get at wholesale and sell it. And then here in the shop, we sell all kinds of stuff that I just get from a wholesale supplier.
Nice. Yeah, Matt Terrell just commented on Facebook. He says, I have watched quite a few of the Still in the Clear videos. Very helpful.
Nice.
Agree. Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Hydro Man, who hooked me up with my Jimmy Red, he says, "Miss you, Princess Moonshine." That's my daughter. Rick Martin says, "Hey, old boy." He must be talking to you. I ain't old. So I had a question I wanted to ask you, because when I first started doing this, I started off with copper. And I've been, like I told you earlier, I was in several different groups, and there's always that controversy about whether copper is better or stainless. And people go back and forth with it. What is your preference, and why?
So I have I have this little process for people for when they're choosing their still. And first of all, it depends on what kind of liquor you want to make, and it depends on price range, and it depends on what there's two things to consider when you're deciding whether you're going to do stainless or whether you're going to do copper, in my opinion.
Okay.
Obviously, this is all my opinion.
Sure.
If what is important to you is utility and convenience, then I think stainless is better because it's easy to clean, it's more durable. So if that's kind of what you're after, a more utilitarian kind of decision, then I think stainless is better. And then, but if you just like the nostalgia and the history and just love copper, and because they look great, and if that's part of what is important to you, then I think copper is the best choice. As far as which one makes better liquor, I don't think there's a difference. I mean, you can make great liquor with stainless and you can make great liquor with copper. And I know that people the argument is kind of around the sulfides and stuff.
Right.
But there's ways around that when you're running stainless. And even if it matters to you, like to me, I can't tell a difference. Like whatever sulfides are in there, I can't taste it. And
Right.
maybe that's just because I don't have a very sensitive palate, but to me, it doesn't matter. But even if it does matter, there's ways to clean it up with copper inside of your stainless steel. So I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, my personal experience with that is, like I said, I had people go back and forth with it. I watched a lot of different groups talk about it back and forth. I had made some comments about it myself, being fairly new at it back in the day, and because I have a copper still, and I have two, and I had a gentleman tell me, actually two gentlemen, tell me that they had both, and they prefer copper over the stainless because of the flavor. It does a lot more to it. It adds to it, yada, yada. So I had the opportunity of buying a stainless. So I got it, and I used the same mash bill and put in both and ran them the same day. I could barely tell the difference. I mean, it was so slight. It was like I'd drink either one of them.
Right.
So for that, personally, for me, from here on out, I would just soon have a stainless because they are easier to clean and maintain, and they're heavy duty. But you know,
yeah, and I've got both. And if you watch my lives or my videos, then you've seen me using both. And it really depends on what I'm making. Kind of determines which still I'm choosing to make it with, because I've got several stills. And so sometimes I'm running stainless, sometimes I'm running copper, and most of the time it doesn't even have anything to do with whether or not whether the steel is copper or stainless. It has to do with what style of steel it is and what size it is. That's really what usually makes my decisions.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Makes total sense. A lot more sense than what I had. Hydro Man says, what's your favorite copper cleaning product?
The best one, for the one I like the most, is just using a Star Sand.
That's what I use.
Yeah. I mean, you buy a 16-ounce bottle of Star Sand for $24, and you can make 150 gallons of cleaner with it.
I just now after all these years, I've been doing this, 14 years. I just now bought a brand new bottle.
Yeah.
It'll go a long ways. And it
Yeah,
doesn't
for
get
sure.
enough. Toby says, hey, Matt Terrell says, made a drill stand from Cyrus's video. I need to
Yeah,
post
that thing is so nice, and it's so easy to build. And if you've already got the drill, like it's just dirt cheap, and you can build an electric mixer for your mashes, so you're
I
not
think I've
standing there
seen that.
stirring.
I need to
Yeah,
go back and see it again and build my own.
it's an easy little build.
Cool. That's good to know. 'Cause my wife will contest to or tell you that I get on a project, it'll take me all day to do a 2-hour job.
Yeah, this one won't. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a 45-minute job, so it might take you 2 hours. I don't know.
Angie Griggs is here. She says, that's awesome to hear about the difference in stainless and copper. We went with stainless for the price point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another point we didn't bring up. Stainless
Right.
is a whole lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper. And it's a whole lot durable. I mean, I know we said that, but the durability of those things are like,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to go with a stainless cake steel. Hydra Man says, me too, modified, but same thing. Okay. I guess he's talking about the Star Seed.
Oh, okay.
And then Winsong says, my baby girl would hang me if I put her aside for stainless.
Her steel is called Tildy Boo, and it's a copper alembic.
That's what I have one. Mine's a little 5 gallon. That's what I started off on.
Yeah.
I love that thing. I had to retire it. The bottom of it's getting pretty weak.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure hers is a 10-gallon, but yeah.
Nice. Hydro Man says, I'll trade for a few cleanings of it until I buy some. Uncle Moonshine, I have an ice cream motor, larger shaft for a mash cookie. There you go. That'll work. Yeah.
And yeah, that'd work because it turns slower too.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I like that idea. I got one I never used. I got to clean that garage out. I know what I would do with that now. Thanks, Hydro Man. Angie says, we didn't win the keg still, LOL. That were you keeping up with that auction with it's John Bentz doing the auction for the benefit for the hurricane relief or the
no, I donated some stuff to North Georgia that they're auctioning off.
right.
Or not an auction, raffling off.
Raffling it. Yeah, we're all in that raffle.
Yeah.
The friend of ours, or he's big in the moonshine community, up and coming. He built a keg still, and he donated it to John Bentz to auction off.
Yeah.
Well, the starting bid on it was $500, which is awesome. I mean, the rig he had set up, it was a nice rig. It had he had a 5-gallon keg still thumper, and he had a worm. I mean, he had it going on, and the starting bid on it was $500, and nobody bid on it. And it was like, wow. I guess they saved that for last, and everybody already bought all this shit.
Right.
I'm assuming they ran out of money, but so they ended up sticking it aside, and they did a raffle for it, $10 a ticket. They did 100 tickets, $1,000. Cool. Well, the guy that won it ended up donating it back, and they raffled it again. The guy that won the second time, he ended up donating it back, and they raffled it again the third time.
That's awesome.
And it went 4 times. So this cake still was the most expensive cake still.
Right.
$4,000.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
But it was cool because it's all for the hurricane relief, and
right.
They ended up almost collecting almost $9,000 for that.
That's
super
great.
good job, and everybody did great. Yeah, that's what Angie was talking about. She didn't win it still. Hydro Man says, bring it WTH with you. While we grind corn for you, he'll make it for me. Okay, I got you. I'm trying to keep up with this. Hillbilly Glass Barrels says 4K cake still. Yeah, that's $4,000 for a 15-gallon cake still. Damn, man. You'd think a thing was made of gold.
You're right.
Jason Brown, Cyrus, your kits are very easy to use. Trust me, if I can use your kits, anyone can.
Thank you, Jason.
Angie Griggs said, yeah, same thing. 4K. It was awesome. Angie Griggs, just to give you an idea, Cyrus, her and her husband own a trucking company, and some of us from Moonshine Militia, I'm a part of Moonshine Militia as well, got together and we started a little thing called Moonshiner Shining the Way. And we were taking up donations and stuff for the hurricane victims in Northwest Carolina and East Tennessee. And we went to Ozark Moonshine Festival, and she donated, her and her husband took the semi there from Texas, paid for fuel, everything, the whole 9 yards, to haul this stuff back to Tennessee to drop it off once we got all the donations and dropped all the stuff off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Huge donation. And really, Angie, we appreciate you and Mike. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah. There's a subject that I don't know what your time frame is, Cyrus. I don't want to keep you forever. I know you got to get home and whatnot, but I did want to touch on a subject. Is, you know, we talked about how people controversy about the copper and stainless back and forth, but there is one that's a big controversy, and you touched on it on one of your videos, and I want to go over that with you, and I want you to go over it with everybody watching. Is methanol.
Yeah.
And myself, I'll just give you a little background on myself. So when I first started and started learning this stuff, what very little I read, I was always under the assumption that you threw out 1 ounce per gallon that your mash was. That was your heads, or your 4 shots, I'm sorry. And I never knew any difference that, you know, I was on Phil Billy's podcast a couple of weeks ago. We got into this discussion just a little bit. He did. And he said he throws it all out. It's all heads. Until he gets to his hearts, it's all gone.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a 4-shot cut. You know,
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm getting that now. And I watched your video, and I watched, who was that? You posted a video of his explaining it. What was his name?
That's his name's Alan, and his channel is called Still Behind the Bench.
That's right.
And he gets into all the science of it. I mean, I don't know him personally, but he's obviously like professionally educated in chemistry and things like that. I don't know his background, but the way he talks, he certainly knows what he's talking about. And up until I started kind of really looking into it, I believed the same thing everybody else believed, that you got to toss out that first little bit or you're going to blind somebody, you know, and it's just not the case. And I've made several videos now over the past, I don't know, I guess year and a half, trying to kind of get that word out there that, and the reason I do it, it's not to say that you don't have to throw out the first of your alcohol, because I think the heads, there's a lot of bad tasting stuff in there, and you should be making a heads cut, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I wanted to get rid of was this fear that beginners experience, this anxiety that there's this possibility that they could really cause someone serious damage. And the truth is, even if you don't make any cuts and you run your steel start to finish and combine it all, none of that's going to kill anybody or make anyone go blind. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, if you want me to, I can go into all of it, but people talk about, like I had a comment on one of my videos today, one of my methanol videos. I always get people kind of arguing with me in the comments, and that's fine. But one guy said, you know, 1 ounce of methanol will make you go blind, and 4 ounces will kill you. And that could very well be right. But if you're, say, doing a 10-gallon mash of, let's say, sugar or rum, you haven't even produced amounts of methanol.
Right.
So why are you worried about it?
That's something else I want to touch on as well on this methanol talk, was the fact that different products, depending on what your mash build is going to put off more methanol than the other. Like sugar cane is the least, right?
It's virtually zero.
Right. Yeah.
Grain, and then you have grains, and grains produce a tiny amount, and then you have fruit, which produces the most amount, but it still does not produce enough to reach the levels that we're talking about.
Right. Yeah. I'll get back to you in a minute, Kenny. Yeah, and I've learned that myself. There's been many times, and I go by my thermometer. A lot of people give me a hard time because I go by temp, but it helps me regulate, and I'll still go by taste, feel, and smell. I always do, but I like to watch that so I know where I'm at. I know my mash build. I know what the temperatures are at what point. So yeah, I follow that quite a bit, and I've noticed a lot of times I won't get a drip until it hits 180.
Sure. Yeah.
That tells me there's no methanol. Well, there is. There's methanol in every bit of it. I know that. But when I first started doing it, well, let me back up. When I started doing fruits, I noticed that I started getting a drip at 155, 160. Yeah, here it comes. And that I can see. But like you said, you're still getting all those water molecules, and it's pulling all that out too. So, but just because that's the way I've always done it, is I still stick to the rule of thumb 1 ounce per gallon. But
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
I also think, Tim, I'm wasting a lot of alcohol here.
I mean, you're probably not wasting it because you're probably going to toss all that out in the heads anyway. If all you make is a heads cut, all that goes with it. So you're not wasting anything.
Right.
And you know, it also depends on the still that you're running too, because if you're running a straightforward pot still, most of your methanol is coming out in the tails anyway, and people don't talk about that, or people argue with me about it. And but
they don't talk about it at all.
Yeah, so you know, science is science. I mean, you can argue with science all you want. I'm not smart enough to do that, though.
Me either.
Yeah.
Me either. No. Yeah, you know, the first part of that is the highest proof anyway. And the parts that I am separated and taking out, I use in my lawnmower, man.
Right.
I don't mean to say, I don't want to mislead anybody to think that I fill my tank up. I put about 4 or 5 ounces in there with the gas.
Yeah.
I did one time, funny story. We talked earlier about the things we do and learn along the way. I did have my 4 shots overfill at one point. I had it in a pint jar. And I poured it off. Didn't think anything of it, right? This is my 4 shots. And I put it in my lawnmower later, and I did a video about it. And I put it on TikTok. I put it on Facebook. Look, I've told these people you can run your lawnmower on this shit. I proved it. I did a video of it. Fired it up. Boom, started right up. Well, I got around a quarter. It died. I was like, what the hell? I took it apart. Yeah, I have water in it. And didn't dawn on me that was the time I overflowed. And yeah, I got a lot more water in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to drain the tank, and yeah. Let's see. Kenny Taylor says, I can't say enough, but I appreciate all the information both of you give a newbie like myself. Kenny Taylor came into my group probably 6-7 months ago, brand new, never ran a still, and we all walked him through it, and he's putting out some good shine.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about right there.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Kenny. And he was one of the ones that asked the same old question, you know, what do I do? We've heard it 100,000 times, all the questions he was asking. I'll answer it, no problem.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, when you start out, you end up with the same questions. All the beginners have the same questions, and that's because they're all going through the same process.
Exactly. And for all of us that have already been there, what's the big deal about answering?
Right.
It's not a big deal. Some people make a big deal out of it. Like, yeah, you were
Well,
at one point, bud.
yeah. And I mean, at this point, I feel like it's my job anyway. I mean, this
Sure.
is what pays our bills. So of course I don't mind answering, you know.
Right, right. And you got a lot of information going on out there. And like your wife said earlier, I don't know how you keep up with all that. But you also said you have some co-hosts and whatnot.
I have help, yeah. And it's been an entire process over the last 3 years, you know, like I've built a bunch of I call them guide sheets. They're free guide sheets. It's just a download, and I take you know, concepts within moonshining that I can fit on one page, right? So like, for example, how to read a hydrometer. I have one guide sheet that walks you through how to read a hydrometer, and it's 1 page worth of information. And I try and just break it down into its simplest form to make it easily digestible for new people. And I now have like 15 or 20 of those guide sheets that I've built over the past. So, you know, it looks like, oh my God, you made 20. Well, I wrote those over the course of 3 years. So, you know, and all the articles that I've written on the website and all the videos that I've posted, it's just a process of 3 years worth of work also.
The information sheet that one of them you send out that's free is the cuts. You do one of those as well. It's just a sheet. Mm-hmm. That was the very first one I went by. Is that very first sheet?
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That makes me feel great that it's getting used.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still have it in the house.
Yeah. So if you're not if you haven't developed your own process for cuts yet and you're brand new, you don't even know where to start.
Right.
Right. So that guide sheet was just here, 30%, 40%, 30%. Basically, this is where you start. You still need to figure out your own tastes and figure it out on your own. But here's where to start.
Yeah. And that's exactly why, even though I know what the mash bills I do, they'll vary here and there depending on temperature, gravity, and all that. You know that. But yeah, I know from the taste smell, I can do the taste smell, all that. I know where it's at, but in the beginning, hell no, it's a moonshine.
Yeah, that's right.
In fact, you're talking about you can mix all of it together at once. The first batch I did. I'll tell you what.
Right.
I'll share this with you, Cyrus. So
can you still see?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Barely, but I don't think it's from the methanol. I think it's all
right. Right.
But that first batch I did, it was right before Christmas. And I was a little tight on money. I was like, I know what I'm giving out for Christmas.
Right.
So I did. Well, I went over with my brothers, and we all gather over there. He's got a big place, and everybody goes and gathers there for Christmas. And I took all my jars of moonshine with a bow on it, you know, handing them out. Merry Christmas! Yeah.
Right.
Oh, gee, thanks, Uncle Mark. And that's how I got the name Uncle Moonshine, because my nieces and nephews. But anyway, it was about a year and a half later. I go with my brothers, and we're just hanging out. He goes, "Hey, man, you want to do a shot?" Yeah. So he goes to the liquor cabinet. He opens the door, and I look up there. There's all these jars of my moonshine. I said, "How did you get all that moonshine, dude? I know I didn't give you that many. There's no way." He started laughing. He said, "Man, I got to be honest with you. When you came over and gave us all of that for Christmas," he said, "Nobody wanted it. They all gave it to me. It tastes like shit."
Man, that'll hurt your feelings, won't it?
No, it made me laugh. I told her, I said, "Dude, give it all back to me. I'll go rerun it, make it good."
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, though, when you're brand new, your first batch is awesome. Whether it's awesome or not, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome, right? You're right.
Yeah.
I made moonshine.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. Like you said earlier, there's this, times there's things you do and make that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
Angie's thanking me for recognizing her and Mike. That's cool. Lisa Day, I didn't either. Sorry, Lisa. I'm missing something. where I forgot something that was asked or said earlier. Sorry, Lisa. I'm trying to keep up with the comment. Jeremy Dale says, great info. It is. It really is. And that's the reason I wanted to bring you on, Cyrus, because I know you're full of information. And I've been wanting to invite you to come on for the longest time. I just haven't. And we got something popped up on Facebook or something. I was like, I'm going to ask him now.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to do it.
No, Hydro Man says, so when I add corn mash, and this is a good question. I like this question. He and I had this conversation last week. So when I add a corn mash into my thumper after my heads are done, by doing so, am I adding methanol in my flavored product, chasing flavor? So he's adding more mash. I brought this up to him because I used to do this all the time. I would add I'd save back some more mash and throw it in my thumper to give it the flavor. But so with that being said, am I starting with heads again?
So there's more than one part to this question. There's more than one answer. So you said thumper, so I assume you're using a pot still. And when you're using a pot still, most of your methanol is not coming off at the top anyway. It's coming later than your heads. And so, but the question is, no, adding methanol. Yeah. So you're not adding any methanol to your run with a pot still until later in your tails anyway. That being said, also your methanol is smeared across the entire run. There's methanol in every part of your run.
That's good.
And unless you're using bubble plates or a column still with a deflagmator, if you're using one of those, then you can concentrate the methanol at the beginning. Otherwise, you're spread all the way across, and most of it comes out in the tails. And so when you add mash into your thumper, first of all, that amount that you're adding is minimal.
Right.
So I wouldn't even worry about, that's not even something I would worry about. But the technical answer is yes, you could be adding literally milliliters of heads, milliliters. So we're talking about a tiny, tiny amount. When I say milliliters, I'm talking, I don't know, I don't know what size you're running, but let's say you're running a 15-gallon still. You're literally only adding like 20 or 30 milliliters of all the heads, the entire head's cut. I'm not talking about just methanol.
Right. To ad lib on that a little bit, you're saying milliliters. A milliliter is like a third of an ounce.
No. Well, 10 milliliters is a third of an ounce.
Yeah, my bad. I said that wrong.
Yeah, so 1 ounce is about 30 milliliters.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, and I'm over here throwing out 20 ounces.
Yeah.
Dude, I could have filled half a jar. Yeah, that was a good question, Randy, and I'm glad you asked that, Hydro Man, because that was one of the things I wanted to bring up as well. And I've been doing a thing recently, Cyrus, where I do the flavor thumper, where I'll add the flavor into a jar thumper after the first thumper. And it comes out, and whatever I want. I've done a root beer and I've done a coffee. Those are the two main ones I've done. And it won't carry over the color from the coffee or the root beer. I make a sassafras syrup. That's what I do to get the root beer.
Oh, okay. And
it carries over the flavor like no tomorrow. But I have to change that out often.
Yeah.
So that came up with the Hydro Man's name is Randy, and Randy and I talked about this last week. So I was like, I wonder if this carrying over with my thumper jars, because I'm changing them out every quart.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit, but I want the flavor. And that's how I get the flavor. And everybody loves the root beer. Everybody loves the coffee. And so it's like, well, I'll keep changing it out as often as I am, but I was with him. I don't know. So,
right.
But, guys, Cyrus has a lot of good videos. Check out his websites. Watch his videos. You're going to learn a lot. I know I did. Within just the last week, I learned a lot, and I've been doing this shit for 14 years. I don't need to say I'm an expert by any means, but, I have learned a lot by talking to a lot of groups and a lot of people in the moonshine community. But I learned a lot just by watching Cyrus's videos. And he also has a lot of references, which one of them was about the methanol. And that was a good reference. It wasn't him that did the video. It was another guy. And still behind the what?
Still behind the bench. Yeah.
Bench. Still behind the bench. A great video. Go watch Cyrus's videos. He'll show the links to that. I clicked on them. I won't say all of them. That'd be a lifetime. There's a lot of good information. They all have headlines on it. So if you're looking for a specific thing, you'll know what you're looking for. You can click on it. Something you want to learn about, click on it, check it out. It's very informative. Very.
And if you're the kind of person that prefers reading over watching a video, I have most of the same information on my website. And the website is stillintheclear.com.
And I was just about to post that.
Oh, okay.
Right here. Yeah, definitely check that out. Follow Cyrus and check out his post. Is it post? I think it got stuck. My luck. Oh, there it is. It posted. I'm way behind on comments. That's what the problem is. Yeah, I got to get caught up. You mind?
Not at all.
Toby
Sure
says,
show.
he says he ate too much Oreo cookie cake. Oh, he's in Denver. Lisa says, ooh, that sounds good. Okay. Oh, the Oreo cookie cake. Angie Gregg says, what is your guest website? Oh, there, I just showed you. Angie, just posted it for you. Still in the clear. Hillbilly Glass Barrels Terry, I used that sheet when I started too. Cool. Yeah. When I saw your videos, I showed that you showed on one of your videos a picture of that, and I was like, "Dude, I got that. I've had that thing for years."
Right.
Lisa Day says, "I didn't win this deal." No, you didn't. Jeremy Dale, Cyrus Mason has helped me out a lot with shining in Oklahoma Hooch, yeah. Oklahoma grades and road bumps. I'm sure he has. I want to be in touch with you more, Cyrus. I know you're a busy guy, but dude, I know I can learn a lot from you. Hydro Man says, thank you. So would it be cheating to add canned cream corn for flavor then? Adding mash in thumper, all copper, 10-gallon, 3-gallon thumper. I don't know.
No. Listen, we're moonshiners. There's no such thing as cheating. You do it how you want to do it.
Hey, you cheated when you bought that still.
We're automatically cheaters.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, at Hydro Man, you might come up with something that nobody's ever heard of. And who knows? It might be the thing. I know people have used canned corn to do flavor in the thumper. So to answer that, the people that I know Hydro, yeah, you can do that. Absolutely. Oh, we already read that one. Jason Costa. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jason. Welcome in, buddy.
Jason's in my lives all the time, and he's
is he?
there in the Moonshine for Beginners group. Yep.
He's always in mine and Phil Billy's. So, yeah. I always see his name pop up.
Making the rounds.
Jeremy Dale says, I try to add enough fruit pound per gallon that the flavor carries over. And that's a good point. You're right. And in the very beginning, Jeremy, you said that I wasn't adding enough potatoes, if you will. I was only doing like 20 pounds of potatoes. Basically, when I first started, I was doing a sugar wash. And I learned later, hey, you got to do at least 2 pounds per gallon. And I stepped it up and I'm doing 3 pounds now. And you get a lot of that potato flavor, and everybody likes it. You got that sweet.
Yeah.
I don't use sweet potatoes, but that you get that sweetness from the potato from it. And I did the same thing with my blackberries when I did the blackberry brandy. I added a lot more than what was recommended or referred to. I think it wasn't double, but I almost doubled. and that blackberry came through and through. And just like Hydro Man, he did a strawberry just recently. I was up at this place last weekend. In fact, I got it right here. It's about gone. He did a strawberry. There was nothing but strawberry. No sugar, nothing. Just all strawberry. Dude, when you smell and taste this, that's all it is. It's strawberry.
Yeah, that's
At
awesome.
140.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're doing something right. But yeah, you're right, Jeremy. When you add more to it, that's where you're going to get your flavor. It will carry over, even after it tapers off. Hillbilly Glass, how about a brandy series? Yeah, I like that idea. How about that, Cyrus? You want to do a brandy series?
I mean, I can. Let's see. In one of the live streams, we did an apple brandy. Yeah, I can do a brandy series for sure. And I'm sure at some point I'll do more brandies than I've done banana brandy and watermelon. But yeah, I'll do more. I think I do mostly whiskeys because whiskey is what I like.
You and me both.
So I make more whiskey than anything else.
I like my brandy, don't get me wrong, but also if it's a go-to, I would definitely go with whiskey. Mm-hmm. But so that being said, when you do a brandy, what's your preference? I mean, do you have a specialty or a preference that you like over any other fruit? Or
well, I mean, if you want to call a mountain brandy a brandy, if I'm going to do a brandy, I prefer a mountain brandy. Which now that's a term I'm not sure. Like, I think that might be a local term. So for those of you that aren't aware, a mountain brandy is just grain and fruit mixed together.
Right. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah. Myself, and I'm sure a few others on here know what a mountain brandy is, but I'm sure there's also others that don't. So thanks for clarifying that. Mm-hmm. Myself, I like my blackberry. I did a mango peach last year or 2 years ago. Came out phenomenal.
That sounds good, actually.
And yeah, I'm definitely going to do both of those again soon.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I'm sure you're the same way. You got all these ideas and things you want to try. So you try to organize, which one am I going to do next?
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with what's in season. If you're going to do a brandy, okay, are mangoes ripe yet, or, you know, kind of thing. But that has a lot to play in it too. And then it's affordability and do I have time?
Right.
Lisa Day says, I have learned a lot through his videos. Lisa
That's
Day,
awesome.
I cannot say enough about Lisa Day. She is on everybody's podcast. She's in everybody's live. This girl is all over the moonshine community.
Yeah, for sure.
I was hoping, like, hell, she would have won that still. Jason Acosta, yes, a brandy series. He wants to see a brandy series too. My daughter popped in here. Princess Moonshine says the website. I already put that up there. Oh, she put it right before I did. Okay.
She beat you to the punch.
She usually does. Out of all his drinks, he's made what's his favorite? Oh yeah, all the drinks that you've made, what's your favorite? Whiskey?
So I'll make two categories. So for post flavor, my favorite is butter pecan.
Ooh.
But I mean, that's another Windsong thing. I don't make it.
I was just gonna
She makes, but it is phenomenal. Jesus, it's so good. And then, gosh, my favorites change, you know, because I'm always doing experiments and I'll come up with something new. I'll tell you, this one right here surprised me more than anything I've made. And it's the breakfast cereal bourbon that I made.
Nice.
Right now, this one is probably my favorite.
Okay, so that being said, it says breakfast cereal. What kind of cereal?
So I used, and there's a video for it on the website or on the YouTube channel, and I used 60% cornflakes and 40% Raisin Bran.
Wow, interesting.
And I just treated it like I would treat a bourbon, aged it and all that.
Oh, which brings up something that just came to mind when you said Raisin Bran. It's been brought up many, many times about fermentation. People putting raisins in their mash to help with the fermentation. What's your input on that?
I don't think raisins help. So what is said about raisins is that they are a yeast nutrient, and myself, I don't think that's accurate. I think that's another one of the old wives' tales.
I know.
I don't know the science behind it, so I could be wrong about that. I just know that when I've used them as a nutrient, it made no difference.
Okay. I don't. I'm with you. I don't know the science behind it, but I do know. I had Tanya Biaggi on here. She was on the Master Distiller show. Her husband won on the Master Distiller show. She does a poutine with potatoes, and her and I met up at Summer Jam in Maggie Valley last summer, and we compared ours with each other. Hers was better. I'll admit hers was better.
Yeah.
She uses raisins. That was the only difference, that she uses raisins. I was like,
but like, I don't think the raisins
is the part that made it better.
No, the raisins could very well be the part that made it better, but they didn't act as a nutrient, which is why people say to add the raisins.
Right. You're right. Cool.
But I know Winsong uses raisins when she's making certain post-flavor recipes.
When she's using what?
When Winsong is making certain post-flavor recipes, I know she uses raisins for flavor.
Nice. That's good to know. Hey, just so everybody that's watching or didn't catch it earlier, Winsong is Cyrus's wife. Just so you'll hear her name come up. She's been in the comments, so just to let you guys know. Who's Winsong?
She's my prettier half.
Hydroman says, thanks, Jeremy Dale. I took 7 flavors and some clear to Cyrus last week, and I enjoy them all. Smoked whiskey as I infused it was great. Cool.
Yeah, I bet he meant to type I enjoyed them all. He brought me 7 flavors to try, and I enjoyed them all. And Zach was here too, and he tried them and loved them too. Yeah. And Jeremy is another person that hasn't been doing it a long time, but he's made a whole bunch of runs. And so, like, this is why I tell people, like, you learn more from the doing than you do from all the studying, because you figure things out just from doing it. And he's just been doing a whole bunch of runs. And so his learning curve was real, like, quick. But
that's
he's
like,
doing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying he's doing great.
Cool. There's a gentleman that's on the militia group. His name is Wes. He does runs all the time. Every time I see him, he's doing a run. And he's learned a lot just for that very reason. And, you know, and I've learned the same thing, Cyrus, is that I can read stuff and then go to do a build and then run it. And then somewhere along the way, I forgot what I read. And I skipped the step. But until I actually do it, I'm not going to know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite example of that is learning how to start a fire without a flame, without matches or anything. Like, I read and watched videos and all this stuff. I thought I knew how to do it. And then the day I decided I was going to do it, took me forever to figure it out. But then once I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay, that's how you do it.
I've done a lot of primitive camping myself and got into a lot of that stuff. I never did it. I tried and tried.
Yeah.
And tried. My nephew did it. It took him forever. And then, you know what?
Yeah.
You're right. Once he did it that one time, every time, woo,
It's a lot easier. Yeah.
Woo, he had it. He knew. He knew the exact technique, what got him there. Dude, I'm still over there with that boat saw. I can't get it.
Yeah.
So that being said, do I understand right? Or are you off the grid?
Yeah, we live off grid.
Awesome.
We live in a cabin out in the woods. We we lived at another place for a year or two that was on grid, and then we just recently moved back to our cabin.
Nice. I've always wanted to do that, dude. I've always wanted.
Yeah.
My brother just bought 111 acres south of Jackson, Tennessee, and right now he's pretty primitive. Well, he's waiting for him to build his barndominium. And,
Yeah.
He told me if I want to come out there, 10 acres, it's all there for me. He's going to put me out on the creek, right on the back of the property. I was like,
there you go.
Works for me.
We know exactly what he's talking about, because when we bought that land, it was just raw land. And, the first couple of weeks we lived out there, we were in a tent, and I built a shed. That shed was 7 foot by 9 foot. And we lived in that 63 square feet for 2 years while I built the cabin. 2 years. It was crazy. We don't have enough time for all the stories we have about what we endured back then, but yeah, it was crazy.
I'm gonna come visit you and stay a weekend or something so I can hear all the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now he built a deck. I forget how big it is. It's a pretty good, like a porch or whatever deck, just all plywood, or not plywood, but 2x4s, 2x6s. And they pitched their tent on top of that to keep them off the cold ground. But that's where they're staying. They got a wood burning stove out there, him and his wife just chilling.
Right.
It's pretty cool. He sends videos and pictures to me all the time. Deer and the turkey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, damn, man, I want to be there. Jeff Elk says, hello, everyone. Hey, Jeff. Brian LPR shines in the house. He says, where are you looking to having the festival? Yeah, good. Is that in Oklahoma or?
Fort Smith, Arkansas is where we're planning on having it.
Dude.
We're in the process now of doing some getting permits and things that we're going to need for next year. But yeah.
Do you have an idea of time frame or as far as the dates?
Fall. It'll be fall, late summer, fall.
Okay. Reason I ask is I'm pretty much committed after going to that Ozark Moonshine Music Festival. I'm like, dude, I'm in.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's a good setup. I like the way they had it set up. This year was their third year. They did a good job of putting it on. I mean, I go to Maggie Valley, and I'm not knocking Maggie Valley by any means. I love going to Maggie Valley, but they had a setup.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I didn't get to go, but
definitely keep us all posted on that, and I'm definitely interested. I'm not, I wish I could go to every one of them. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you something that's going to be unique about our festival that you don't get at the rest of them is it looks like we're going to have permission to actually run the stills during the festival, which is going to be crazy.
That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's never been done.
Right.
Dude, I love it. I'm in already. Sorry, Ozark. Hydro Man says, I love to send him my strawberry brandy and strawberry brandy based dark chocolate covered cherries is top shelf. Needs to be still in the clear jars.
Hey, I would love for you to send me some too, Hydro Man. That's awesome.
I've had it. Actually, the first time I met up with Randy, I took him some of my cherry. Post-flavored cherry, and he had a post-flavored chocolate. We combined them together. Dude, it came out a great chocolate-covered cherry. Man.
Oh, nice.
It came out great. I was like, damn, you're onto it. That was cool. Hydro says, thanks, Uncle Moonshine, showing my first brandy. Yeah, dude, I can't say enough good about it. Winsong says, mountain brandy. I'm way behind on the comments.
You're way behind. Yeah, we were talking about mountain brandy a while back.
I'm sorry, y'all. Usually Cassie's here. She's doing all this for me. So please do some brandy. watermelon for summer. We have hundreds of acres of watermelons down here. Yeah, that's a big thing here in Florida. Another thing is cabbage. Jeff Oaks, to save money on fruit. Okay, I don't know what that going back to, Jeff. Sorry.
Maybe the idea of the mountain brandy saves money on fruit.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. I'm with you. Thanks, Cyrus, for clarifying that. Oh, my Shadow's here. He lost internet. Hey, Shadow, welcome back, buddy. Then he says, mountain brandy, live it in peach, apple, and blackberry. That sounds good. All of it does. Well, blackberry, everybody that knows me knows I love my blackberry. So, Lisa Day, her and I share a common interest. We were talking about blackberry one day, and there's a blackberry whiskey that I buy. And I'm not ashamed to say it. It's the cheapest blackberry whiskey I've ever bought in my life, but dude, I love the flavor. It tastes so good.
That ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
I like that bird dog. It's good. Pour that on the rocks, and yeah, I'm in. She sat up here one night with me, and her and I both were doing shots of that. Angie Griggs, are any of you doing bourbons? I'm not. I do have a 15-gallon barrel. It's in the house. I'm planning on filling it, but I keep getting all these orders from more moonshine. I can't get it filled. But I got up to 12 and a half gallons, and I did a run. It was a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, finally, I get to fill my barrel, and I get a phone call. Hey, man, I need 3 gallons. Shit. But it's a good thing.
It sounds like you need a bigger still.
I need or a couple more. Either one. Yeah. But I talked to Andrew Warwicky about that already. I probably want to get a 50. But yeah. So, but it wouldn't be a brandy. This barrel I got from a distillery in Jacksonville. I used to go help them bottle and do their runs and stuff. I got to be very good friends with them, close to them. And I would stop by there on my days off, and I'd hang out with them. And they ended up giving me a 15-gallon barrel for helping them out.
That's awesome.
It was used one time. They do make a bourbon, so when I do fill it, it'll be a whiskey.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did a rice. These guys do a rice, 100% rice, and I fell in love with this stuff. It's great, and they had it in the barrel for 6 years. They hadn't bottled it yet. And I was asking about, dude, when are you going to put this in a bottle and put it on a shelf? I want some. He said, go get a jar out of your car, Mark. He grabbed a thief, went over there and filled that thing up for me. I was like, hell yeah.
Right.
Mark Morgan says, love you too, man. Hydra Man. I'm going to get caught up on these comments, damn it. I made you Uncle Moonshine strawberry brandy, post-infused blackberry. Oh, wow. For you to take home. Guess I'll hide it for you next visit. All right. That'll work. Mark Morgan says, Cyrus has some incredible videos. Yes, he does. No
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I've ever since I knew Cyrus was coming on, I've been trying to do a little back research and watching his stuff. Awesome. Love it. Absolutely superb. Spot on. His recipe was the base for mine. Hell of a breakfast blend mash. You tasted
Awesome.
it. And then Winsong, damn, I gotta get caught up. They actually do help bring out the flavor of the fruit. Okay, she's talking about the raisins.
Yeah.
And Jason Acosta says, Cyrus breakfast cereal bourbon is definitely on my to-do list. Hey, I've heard a lot of people doing that.
It's worth it. I was really just doing it because I thought it'd be a fun video. I didn't expect it to really turn out good, but it did.
Well, 2 things I want to comment on that. I've heard people doing it with cornflakes several times. And everybody wants to experiment and try different things that nobody else has tried.
Mhm.
Hydro Man knows as well as I do. There's people in here that know Afraid Not. He's the one that built that still that got auctioned off or raffled off. He did a Fruit Loops one time. He said it was a total disaster. He said there was so much oil on top of it.
Yeah.
Or some Fruity Pebbles or something like that. Then I almost hate to even bring this up because it's pretty disgusting. Philbilly, he did a run of piss. His piss.
Oh, jeez. That sounds like something Phil Billy would do.
Exactly. And he did. I was like, Phil, really?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But hey, it worked. It fermented.
Now that you've told me that, I can't drink anything he hands me anymore. I'm just going to refuse everything.
Well, sorry, Phil. Did you make that out of that cake still? You made a piss through?
Yeah.
Shit. Hydro Man, yes, 3 different ones. Aging.
He's probably talking about bourbon.
Yeah.
He's making a bourbon.
Drum and Son, I made Frosted Flakes, Raisin Bran, and Peaches Shine, and it's the best thing I've ever made. Cool. That's good to know, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to do it, man. I got to now. Hearing all these responses and stuff. Hydro Man, Mr. Cyrus, have you experimented with different aging styles, outside hanging, allowing breeze to rock, barn rafter storage, or shelf life aging in controlled environments?
No, I haven't done any of those types of experiments. My experiments are always chips versus sticks versus barrels, time limits. I have done some, I forget what they call it, but it's where you put it in cold and then you put it in warm and then you put it in cold and warm. But I haven't done any of those kind of experiments that you're talking about, Hydro Man.
There's so what's your preference as far as the Spyros or the chips?
I don't like the chips or the spirals, honestly. It's too fast. I don't like it because it's just too quick.
Right.
I do a lot of the oak sticks for 2 reasons. One, they're fast enough that I don't have to wait forever, and I also sell them on my website, so I've always got a ton of them.
So I know you're familiar with Terry with Hillbilly Glass Barrels.
Yeah, I've got some of his too. Yeah.
How does that work out for you?
They're working out great. I'm almost done with the experiments for the 2 that he sent me.
Cool.
And I'll be using more of them. In fact, I'm probably going to put those on my Still in the Clear website because they're a good product.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm pretty pleased with it.
He sent me a cherry and an oak. I got both of them. They've probably been on there about a month now. Both got great color. The oak's got a lot more color than the cherry, but it's coming out nice.
Yeah.
I haven't tasted it yet. I did do a charred oak on my mango peach a while back, and it kept giving me this off flavor. And I had Lisa Lowry on my podcast a long time ago, and her and I are in touch with each other. We conversed with ideas and whatnot. And I was talking to her about it. She said, well, you just got to keep going until it gets to the flavor. You go, ding, just leave it sit. Once it hits, then you pull that shit out.
Yeah. I've over oaked some before, so it always feels like that's what I'm always afraid of is over oaking.
I think that's what I did. I think that's exactly what I did. Mark Morgan delivered a lot to Fort Smith. All right. Hey, okay. Hi, guys from Little Rock. Oh, nice.
Hey, okay. Hey, okay has jumped into my live stream a couple of times.
Cool. That's the first time I've seen you. So, hey, welcome in, buddy. Then we got Hydro Man. I'd like an invite to set up at your event, in next year's event, to show my glass hydro dipping, mason jars, barrel film, etc. All sorts of things that shiners may have or like.
Yeah, Hydro Man, that's awesome. So I'll either be building a website page on the Still in the Clear site for the festival, or I'll be building a new website for it, but it won't be until this spring. And once I have that built, I'll start marketing it and letting people know and all of that. But yeah, we're definitely vendors are going to be a key part of the festival. So absolutely, brother.
So that being said, I know with the Ozark Moonshine Music Festival, there was 2 moonshiners. It was
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, they want to amp it up, and they reached out to us to help them amp it up to get more moonshiners there. So, I mean, I'm sure you have ideas and people that you want to invite as far as having moonshiners and whatnot. Do you have stuff in motion, plans, or invites, or
only in passing, mentioning it to certain people and saying, "Hey, would you be interested in doing something like this?" And that's it. So there's nothing I can say at this point in time.
Right. I got you. That makes sense. I got you. Angie Greg says, awesome. We need to be sure that festival is posted on a group calendar. Just a humble opinion. Ozark Moonshine Music Festival was near Halloween weekend. It would be great to have an awesome festival a week earlier. I totally agree, Angie.
Yeah. Tentatively, we're looking at like the first or second week of October. So right around that time. You know,
Cool.
it's not steaming hot around here anymore by then, and
Right.
And the weather's tolerable.
Right. Mark Morgan, got to try the cranberry. I do. It's good and definitely different. Lisa Day, I am drinking rye whiskey tonight. Nice. I was never a big fan of rye whiskey until about a year ago. I'm liking it more and more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big rye drinker either, but this George Washington rye is pretty good.
Cool. I think that's what Amanda Bryant's working on right now. Hillbilly Glass Barrel says, me too. Jason.
Hillbilly Glass, if you're talking about setting up at the festival, I'm for sure, brother.
Oh, yeah. Jason Acosta says, I love rye. Stuck at work, so coffee is the drink tonight. Hey, I make a moonshine coffee. Just let you know, bro. Lisa Day says, drink one for Jason. Oh, yeah. Will do. And then Winsong, please tell me that Phil Billy did not. He did. He did. He did. He tasted it. And he said, yeah, it tasted like piss. How would you know what piss tastes like, Phil? That's what I said. I hope he's watching. Freddie Picardo. Freddie, how you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. What up? You got it, man. You're seeing it. Randy, I need to send you a jar. Absolutely. I love rye. Okay. Yeah, Mark and Digger's rye, really good. I haven't had it. I've got a bottle or a jar of it in the house. I haven't even tried it. And then Freddie, all good. Cool, man. Now I'm caught up on the comments. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Alfredo and I hooked up, I don't know, it was about 3 or 4 months ago, and we were looking to do a festival here in Florida. And we went down to Bartow, Florida. We were talking to the city commissioner and city planner and a couple other people about doing just that. They were all for it. And so we stopped in this place. It was a bar restaurant. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but this guy in there that was the bartender makes a lot of tenures. But the tenures he makes are for flavoring alcohol. And this guy is phenomenal. Oh, my God. He was taking some drinks that we normally knew as a regular drink, whatever, Manhattan, whatever.
Right.
He would add his stuff to it. I was like, oh, my God, this shit is great. So I had him try my potato shine. He liked it. He said, you know what this needs? I said, no, tell me. He said, you need to start adding rye to your potatoes. So I'm like, hey, I'm game.
Right.
So, yeah, I definitely try it. I've got 3 mashes to do, and then that will be my 4th one. I'm going to do a potato rye. Why not?
You never know till you do it.
And coming from him, he's got all these different tenures that he's doing these mixes with. I was like, dude, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But so I love Phil Billy to death, but I'll never see him the same again. Oh, that's funny with song. Oh man, I started adding potatoes to my dunder bucket. Cool. All right, I like it. Cool. Yeah. I think we're all the same way when he did that. We thought it was all a joke, but he actually did it, and he did a little video of him taking a sip of it. It was like, dude, I did not need to see that.
Yeah.
But, hey, Phil Billy's Phil Billy. You got to love him. Thanks. Thoughts of if I have some 4-year-old aged in a sawmill shad pile of 1 3/4 boards of pecan heartwood, could I cut the size, torch it with the hand torch to alligator hide? I'm not following you, Randy.
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, you could certainly do that. I mean, I've never done that specifically, so I can't tell you how it'll turn out. But as long as you get your the humidity level in the wood down, you want to be below 12%, and yeah, try it out, see how it turns out. Absolutely.
Huh. Okay. I just learned something that I never knew. So, in other words, to char your own wood, it has to be down below 12% humidity.
Yeah, you don't want a bunch of water in the wood. You want it to be good and seasoned and dry.
And Randy, that's going to be hard for you where you live, buddy. I already know. So you
may have to move it indoors for a while.
Even indoors,
cut up your pieces and move them indoors for a while.
He's out here in Florida and it's humid all the time. So
it doesn't matter if you're indoors or not.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be tough for you, Randy. Hillbilly Glass says, can he make wood staves and char them? Yeah, absolutely. I guess the question is for you, Cyrus. Can you make wood staves? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's talking about
what
comment above. Yeah.
Angie says, good catching up on comments, Uncle Moonshine. Now refresh my memory. Where is the festival going to take place in October? I apologize. I'm cleaning, doing laundry, dealing with life while y'all are in my pocket and listening to you in my headset.
So I'm kind of jumping the gun right now talking about it. This is actually the first time I think I've talked about it publicly. So first week or two in October, we're planning on having a moonshine festival put together in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
You heard it first.
Yeah, on the old Fort Chaffee base.
Nice. Hell yeah. I love Arkansas. I really do. I can't say anything good about Arkansas. Jason Acosta, I've got some rum aging on pecan. So far, so good. Oh my God. I've had a whiskey aged on pecan. Oh my God. That came out great. I didn't do it. I had some. I've drank some. Let me say that. Just speaking hillbilly. Mark Morgan, aged brandy on maple. I do. Okay. So he does brandy on maple. Cool. Hillbilly Terry says, translating. And Hydro Man says, below 12% before char. Thanks. I'll get a meter this. Okay. You better, Hydro. I know how much water you got around you, man. Especially the humidity. Are the barrels at Lowe's at Home Depot reusable if we tear them apart and charge them after slicing? I think I know what he's asking. And I brought this up before, and I never really got a good answer in my mind. So I know here in Florida, I know it's different from state to state and whatever, but I know here in Florida, you can use a barrel 3 times before you have to discard it, before you can no longer call it whiskey. Okay. So my question to that was, after I've done it 3 times, could I just rechar it and do it again?
Yeah, a lot of people will rechar barrels and keep using them. Get as much use out of them as you can. I mean, they ain't cheap.
Yeah. No, they're not. They used to be.
Yeah.
When I first got into this, there's a gentleman that was in St. Augustine. I think he was getting them from the St. Augustine distillery there. And he was selling them on Facebook for $80 a 55-gallon drum. And then when I finally wanted to commit, they were $300. I was like, what? Never mind. Now I think they're like $500. I'm like, God dang. Angie says, sweet. I think she's talking about when the festival is. And Hillbilly Glass Barrels. I started cutting some maple lids. Gonna test them to see what kind. Oh, yeah. I like that, Terry. Oh, yeah. I think you lose some of the. Yeah. And somebody brought that up. I think it was Bad Santa that brought that up. When you do that, when you char it again, you're going to lose some of the tannic.
Yeah.
But, it just means you got to age it longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you prefer a second used wood? All right. And which, with what you're doing, Terry, I wouldn't worry about it. Well, I guess I could use your lids, and when I'm done with them for the 3rd time, I can rechar them and do them again. That'd be an idea. I don't know. I'm starting to get a buzz and talking shit now. Something else I wanted to touch base on you with is, don't you offer a school or a class or something like that?
I have another website that I started called Moonshiner Academy.
Yes.
Moonshiners Academy. And I plan to have multiple courses there, but right now there's just one. I haven't been promoting it a lot because for some reason I have so many problems with that website.
Huh.
I build my own websites and I'm not a website builder. And so, I end up still in the clear. I've worked out all the kinks on that one, but Moonshiners Academy is still glitchy. I still end up with a lot of problems, but yeah, there's a course on there. And it basically runs you through the super simple beginner recipe. And it's 13 different lessons. It takes you from not even owning a still, teaches you how to choose your still that's right for you, takes you all the way up to sipping on your first glass. So I'm pretty proud of it, except for the fact that I can't get it to work right all the time. Mark Morgan says, shot time. I would, Mark, but I'm all out. I don't get to drink anymore. That was it for me. Hillbilly Glass Barrels beat you to it, I guess. But
thanks for keeping it alive going for me, buddy.
Yeah, no worries.
When you're 62 years old and been drinking, when it's time to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, he did call shots. All right. I heard you. Yeah. All right. Ding, ding, ding. Shot time. We got a shot set up right here for me.
Hillbilly's taking mine.
All right. Oh, that's good stuff. I like that bourbon.
Well, brother, we've been at it for about an hour and a half. Yep. I think I'm going to have to get off here.
All right. Well, really,
unless you had something specific you wanted me to talk about before I jump off.
No, I think I've covered all the questions that I wanted to ask you. if there's something that if anybody in the comment wanted to say or ask a question or whatever, now's the time to do it. I know Cyrus has got to get home to his wife, and so I don't want to keep him being later than he doesn't want to be. Really appreciate you coming in here, buddy. I really do. I know you do a lot of your own podcasts. You've been on other podcasts before. I kind of hesitated because I knew you've already done your own podcast and stuff. I'm like, well, I kind of hate to ask a guy that does his own podcast to come on.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm happy to be on here.
I'm really glad I had you on here. It was very educational. It's a good time, and I know a lot of people viewing and watching got educated tonight. And we got 12 viewers in here tonight, from what I can see. And I know a lot of my followers will come back and watch the video later when they have time or on a lunch break or whatever. So that's cool. It'll stay right there on the video. They can watch it. Let me back up the comments real quick. Where I'm way behind again. Hillbilly Glass way ahead of you. Again, I'll take one for you, Cyrus. Hydro shots. Yeah. No, I ain't got no root beer tonight. I'm drinking bourbon tonight. Cyrus, you had a shot of 125 Buffalo Trace Rye White Dog.
Wonderful.
It tasted so good. Lisa Day, thank you for your time, Cyrus. It was great seeing you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her to death.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy Glass Barrels, I'm loving the oak so far, waiting on the cherry. Yeah, that cherry is a lot slower than the oak. Mine are coloring pretty nice after a month, but they're coming along. I haven't tasted them yet. When did Cyrus do his mash? When did Cyrus do his mash?
I don't know. I've got one going all the time. I'm not sure what you're asking, Mark.
Are you asking about the cornflakes? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, if you're asking about the cereal, that was, I don't know, a couple months back, 3 months back. I'm not sure.
Terry says, thanks for what you put out, Cyrus. It was extremely helpful when I got started. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I'm glad you found it helpful. That's why I put it out.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'll be following more of you, and I'll be posting some of the videos on Morgan's Moonshine page because I find it very educational as well. And I know a lot of people come in Morgan's Moonshine just starting off. They don't know where to start, where to begin. They have no clue. And,
yeah.
So a lot of your stuff will cover a lot of that. And so I was like, dude, Cyrus has got it all going on.
Yeah, most of the videos that I put out for the beginners come from answering the questions all the time. And because I answer the questions, that tells me, oh, this is something I need to make a video about.
Spot on. You're right.
Yeah.
Lisa says, thanks, Cyrus. For helping us rookies.
You bet, brother.
Hydro Man says, thanks, Cyrus. Keep us in mind. Beat you can. Prayers for you and your wife. Happy Thanksgiving, sir. Blessed to have you in. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And Mark says first. I don't know. Oh, your first run. When did you do your first? Oh, wow. We don't want to talk about that.
Let's just say
many moons ago.
Yeah.
Many moons ago.
Many years ago. Yeah.
Oops, best you can. Yeah, okay. The Drummond Son. I watch you every week, Cyrus. I just don't comment very often. Cool.
That's awesome. I appreciate it, Drummond. I think I recognize the name there. Right? Appreciate you.
Hillbilly Glass Barrels. I was drinking heads and tails till I watched this video. I think we all were. I'm drinking your root beer, Nipplehead. Oh, he's called me a Nipplehead. Yeah, a nipple.
That's funny.
Damon had a song wrote about that too. You care to hear it?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can play it. It's kind of funny. You kind of have to know the story too, though. Oh, wait, I forgot to share this one. There's a picture I forgot to share.
Jeez, who is that handsome fella?
Right? Yeah, let me find this song real quick. Actually, there's the Morgan's Moonshine song, and then there's the Brown Hairy Starfish song.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, really? All right, let me do my song first, okay?
Running low and slow, that's the Florida way. Moonshine on the swamp, night and day.
It's all right, yeah.
Moonshine with his secret brew under the cypress where the fire
There's
burns
blue.
in the heart of the swamp where the alligators roam. Uncle Moonshine still his secret home. Potatoes shine, the family recipe. A tradition passed down wild and free. Full moon rising, casting shadows deep. Uncle Moonshine tends his fire, keeps his vigil asleep.
I won't play the whole thing. I know you're wanting to get out of here.
Oh, great.
Angie says, Cyrus, drop your handle here so I can follow you. I think I did. I'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't have it available to drop the link there if you don't mind.
Right. Angie, I'll send you to Still in the Clear's link right here. Hold on. Give me a second. And that way you can follow him there. Yeah, right here. I already had it. In fact, I'll
Damon
post.
says, who are these people?
What's that?
Damon says, who are these people?
What's up, David? Good to see you, buddy. Here you go, Angie. Follow that link and you'll hook up with Cyrus. Still in the clear.com. Cassie beat me again. Can you believe that? And she's not even in here. What the hell? She's just sitting back watching. That's what. All right.
And Angie, that's or not. Who was asking about the handle?
Yeah, that was Angie.
Okay, yeah, Angie, the stillintheclear.com website, it's still in the clear. It's the same on YouTube.
Right. Also, Angie, let me share this as well. This is a free newsletter that Cyrus puts out.
Jail Shine's in the house also.
Who?
Jail Shine.
Oh, yeah. Cool. There's you click that link there, Angie, and get a free newsletter. And I think there's one more that you share with me, Cyrus.
Yeah, the newsletter comes out once a month. There's always a new recipe in it. There's always a couple of articles. Some are just entertaining. Some are, history. Some are informational, tutorial. So it's pretty good newsletter. I think it's probably the largest moonshine monthly newsletter.
I used to get it.
I think we're coming up on 10,000 subscribers, I think.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I only got 1,600. Then but those are the links. Anybody that's interested, click those links, come back to the video later, click them, write them down, whatever. Every one of them are awesome links. You'll learn a lot. I promise you. Lisa says, hello, Damon. And Damon says he just got off work. Well, we're going to get ready to go to bed, Damon. I'm just kidding. But Cyrus, again, thank you so much for coming in, buddy. I definitely
no problem.
Definitely want to hook up again in the future. I want to private message you your information. I want to send you some stuff in the mail, some of my merch, if you will.
Okay.
I definitely want to send you my challenge coin, so you have it, and we'll get that in the works. But thanks again so much for coming on, sir. Enjoyed it, loved it.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Love watching your videos. Thanks for being so informative and sharing with everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Tell Zach I said hi. He doesn't know me. We talked in through text, but tell him I said hi.
I will. Yeah.
Tell the wife I said hello too if she's not still here.
I will. She's probably here.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good night. I'm going to stay on here, and anybody wants to come up in the box, if you want a link to come in and talk, feel free. Cyrus, if you want to jump out, just feel free. If you want me to kick you out, I'll kick you out.
Yeah. Kick me out. I don't even know how to leave.
All right. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, I can do it. Shine on, bro. Shine on. That was awesome. Loved having him here. That was cool. Anybody wants to join and come in and just bullshit, you're more than welcome. Put the link right here and put it in the comments, and you're more than welcome to join me and bullshit while I do shots. Dale Shire, how you doing, buddy? Man, I can't keep up with the comments to save me. Sorry. Oh, an error occurred. I need the bathroom still. Check out Cyrus Moonshine for Beginners. Yes, MeWe. Yes, absolutely. Check that out. Cyrus's wife heads that up. She pretty much does all that on MeWe. And yeah, definitely check that out. There we go. Sorry, I didn't post that. I didn't highlight it, Jason. Sorry. I be sneaking what? I went too fast. Lisa Day. Hey, honey, how are you?
Hello. Turn my TV down. Try to push all the buttons.
Fuck your mama. Who the hell is that? I don't even know who fuck your mama is.
April, Moonshine Mama.
I'm thinking it's Philbilly.
Okay.
Whew. How you doing?
Oh, it's Damon.
Push all the buttons.
Fuck your mama. Who the hell is
Whew.
There we go. That'll help on the echo.
I had my other phone on for the comments.
Damon's frozen. Yeah, I meant to send text to you earlier, Lisa, to help get the comments. But I figured I'd wing it on myself, and then you saw how I did.
No, I'll help you.
It was tough keeping up with all those comments.
I'll help you.
You're good. Michael Griggs, I got it late. Yeah, Michael, you did, buddy. You just have to go back and watch the video, Michael. Yeah, Joe, so I enjoyed it too. I was really glad to have Cyrus on. Ever since I started doing these podcasts, he was one of the first ones on my list, and I just never did it. But I was really glad to have him on tonight. He's a great guy.
Yes. Yeah, you did good. Oop, we lost Damon.
Yeah. Him and his wife goes by the name of Winsong. And she does mainly the MeWe thing, which I posted.
That was a big thing the first time Facebook started.
Right, when it first came out. Mark's calling shots. Mark Morgan. Shadow.
I'll go grab got it.
do I have another shot, or am I have to make another shot? I set up like 4 shots out here because I knew this was going to happen. Oh, gotta make another one. All right, let's make another one. All right, Mark Morgan. You got one, Lisa?
Yes,
What are you thinking? What you got?
I got the grave robber.
Oh, wow.
Rye.
Cool. Yeah,
It's made 20 minutes away from me.
nice.
Yeah, it's real good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Michael Griggs, me and David got to work late. Angie, that was good. Thanks for hosting it. No, absolutely, Angie. I hope I can do more of those. Wind song, Uncle Moonshine, please tell JL Shine hello from me. Did you hear that, JL? Oh, any day above the ground is better than a day under it. Absolutely. Or in the ground. Jason Acosta, hey, Lisa.
Hey, honey.
JL says, hi, Mrs. Lisa.
Hi, honey.
Oh, Jamie's in there. Hey, Jamie. Hey, hey.
Hey, Jamie.
Jamie, I got my card today. I'll let you know the information tomorrow. Michael Griggs frozen in a pose. Then Jason says, epic beard, David. Yeah, David's beard is epic. It really is. No, it's not going to let me in. What do you mean it's not going to let you in? We just had you in. The horror in the shack.
Shut
What's up,
everything else
brother?
down.
What?
Shut everything else down. That's what I have to do.
David with a hotel Wi-Fi. That's what he's saying. I is R was good. What, Angie? How many shots have you had, Angie? I is R was good. Y'all get me drunk with these shots. Well, that's the intention. And Jamie says, awesome. So excited. I am too, Jamie. That's going to be cool. It's going to be a good time. You were in. Sounds like my cornfield Wi-Fi. Yeah. Right? I get that. Sometimes my Wi-Fi out here, in fact, Cyrus and I started early tonight because the Wi-Fi issue. And I'm glad we ironed that out. We came out like a quarter till, and we got a lot of things ironed out. He dropped out at one point, and I got frozen at one point. So it's good to start them early before we actually start the live.
Right.
It helps a lot. It really does.
Warm up.
Angie, when's Mike going to do his chores?
Those shots are so good, we even got her autocorrect drunk.
Right? Oh, that's funny as hell. I need another beer before I leave. I got some more, Lisa. Remember how often I used to leave and go in the house to get a beer and come back? I brought it out here. The only time I have to leave is when I got to pee.
Need a little fridge out there.
I just brought a cooler and put ice in it. I do need a fridge. Well, I'm going to do that later once I get this all cleared out and all the stuff back in the garage like it needs to be. Then I'll bring a fridge out here and I'll be hooked up. They'll give me a big screen monitor. And
yeah, I got to get me a spot set up. Better. I'm waiting for my militia flag.
I don't want to talk about that. I think that's why David's over there going, wee.
I'm still waiting on my T-shirt.
I'm waiting on a lot of things.
Tom,
David.
Tom has custody of my T-shirt right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's been.
Michael says, no more chores for me. It was supposed to say that was good. That was good. It was awesome. I was so glad we did that. I was afraid it wasn't going to turn out very well because I wasn't as prepared as I usually am. But that worked out great. I think mainly because Cyrus has done a lot of podcasts himself. He's been on a lot of other podcasts that helped tremendously. So
Yes, keep his own.
there he is.
Keep him going.
There's that phenomenal beard.
Is it
There.
working?
Yeah,
All right, good. Whew,
working.
motherfuck.
You all right, buddy?
I'm tired as all fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Worked 13 hours today and I'm tired.
Jamie says,
Oh my gosh, already done wrap. Whew.
good God, I haven't even started.
Yeah, bye. I
Holy
didn't even want to think about Christmas. Are you kidding me? It's still Halloween. What the hell? They said it's Thanksgiving, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's crazy. And the older we get, the faster it goes by.
I'm telling you. I told my ex, I was like, there's no way. I'm not ready for Christmas. You know, there's no way.
Angie says hello, David.
Who?
Angie.
Oh, I know Angie Griggs. How you doing, Angie? You know, Angie's the reason why I decided to come on tonight.
Huh?
Angie's the only reason why I decided to come on tonight. Not to see you or Lisa. Actually, it was to see Lisa. I miss Lisa.
I hear that.
I missed you too.
Oh, man. I'm just tired. Oh,
What today?
yeah. Oh, it's just a lot of work. And then the fuckers asked me to stay another day, and I was like, I started laughing. It was one of those things I was like, oh, you're serious?
Oh, yeah. I found out today.
Sorry, not saying.
I just got a text from my boss today. I thought I had Friday off. I've made plans to go visit some people that I know through TikTok, and we were going to hook up and do a Thanksgiving here in Florida. And I get a text today, you're working Friday. I was like, what? Are you serious?
Oh,
It's all good. I'll work. I don't care. You know, things happen.
yeah.
We're all drinking. We're all drinking.
Well,
Hydroman says, hey, Howie, Damon, we all have to bootleg more to afford presents. Yeah, that's no shit.
telling you.
Yeah. Hey, I did a good run this week. I couldn't believe my run. This is the best run yet. Best bootleg run I did.
I got a 3-gallon. I got about full of 6 gallons at home that I ran off. I need to get rid of.
Yeah, I ended up doing like a $750 run this week.
Yeah.
Works for me, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Merry Christmas.
Yes. Very
Good
cool.
for you.
Very cool.
Yeah, and the people I did the run to said be expecting more. Really?
There you
I
go.
think I need to get another still.
We'll get a daughter that will run with you.
Right?
Man.
Yeah, I need to get Randy. I did have 2 people try Randy stuff today. They liked it, and they told me they were going to get back to me, Randy, just so you know, buddy. I did have them try your stuff. I took 2 samples with me. They tried it. They liked it. So we'll see what happens. We got a message at work today that we are now off Thursday and Friday. I'm going to work a few hours on Friday so I don't lose that much pay. That's what's nice from working at home. Yeah.
I found out today that we have that Thursday and Friday are paid holidays, but if on either one of those days we have to answer emails or take phone calls or anything like that, we get paid double time and a half.
Nice. Hell
So
yeah.
guess what I'm doing on Friday?
Can answer emails.
I'm answering emails and I'm doing reports all fucking day.
I would in a heartbeat. The problem with mine is the company I work for, it is a paid holiday, but I don't work specifically for that company yet. So it's just null and void for me. It's just I just work it.
Yeah.
Man, this stuff's good. I got shots. Ding ding ding. Anybody else shots?
I don't have. The only thing that I brought with me was the stuff that I was supposed to. I got to sell somebody, so I can't dig into it.
Oh well.
I brought a jar. Something that I thought it was from my good batch of stuff, but I was like, it was sitting on the other side of my closet, and I'm like, why is it all the way the fuck over here in the corner? I was like, it's got to be from the same batch, right?
It's from the shitty shit.
I couldn't remember what it was over there for. I'm like, I grabbed it. I'm like, man, it's got to be from the same shit. I get to my hotel room, right, and I crack it open last night. I took a huge drink. I'm like, ooh. Dude. Now I realized why it was on the other side of the fucking closet.
You know how many times I've done that shit? I've done that shit so many times. I got stuff stuck in the house. I don't know what it is. Why did I put it over here? Why didn't I put it with the rest of the shit? So I'm on, what the fuck?
You taste it and you're like, well, that's why.
I'm afraid to taste it.
Yeah, it went down the drain. I was pissed.
Yep. Hillbilly Glass Barrels. If I got paid for what I gave away, I'd be doing okay. That ain't no shit, Hillbilly.
Oh, yeah.
That's no lie.
Ooh,
I'm with you, baby. I'd work all day. I'd work a 16-hour shift for that. Double time and a half. I'd be all over it.
I'm supposed to run this weekend too. I still got to run that fucking rum.
Jason Acosta says, want us to send these random emails, David?
Well, no, because it's got to go through my work server. So.
Winslow, oh wow, I thought Cyrus was back on for a second.
That's funny because when I was at work in the clean room, I was looking at my phone and I saw that you had logged on, and I saw that that you were live, and I saw Cyrus, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm not live with him. I was like, oh, that's Cyrus. So yeah, that's kind of funny. I kind of thought that was that Cyrus, that I was Cyrus. I was on earlier.
I'm gonna start calling you Cyrus Jr.
Every now and again, I like to pop on Cyrus's on his YouTube.
You know, when I first
started,
I talked about it earlier. When I first started on this moonshine stuff, I was following him. I don't know what steered me away from him. I don't know why I steered away from it, but I'm watching all this shit now. I'm like, damn, I wish I'd have kept on that stuff.
Well, I've been watching him the whole time, and he's the one that got me into his MeWe channel, and that's how I met Ferg originally. You know, Ferg and Midnight Runner were the first guys that I met in the moonshine community over in Maggie Valley a few years back. First people I met, and that was from Cyrus's MeWe group.
Cool. Angie says, Mike got his Bever football delivered today. We will get to work soon after Thanksgiving when visitors leave. Cool.
Angie, remember, at first, don't expect gold.
No.
At first.
No.
It's going to take a lot of work before you get anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to take some work.
Mark Morgan says, Say my name.
Oh, I wish I wasn't. Wish I had my microphone and I looked pretty and everything tonight. That would be say my name.
Hey, that works.
I'm just tired.
My little heart.
CJ. And she says, David, what is that tattoo on the inside of your arm?
It is my first son's name, Aiden.
Cool.
And on the other side, I got my first daughter's name, Andrea.
Nice. I was thinking about the other day, when I was on Phil Billy's podcast and we were talking about the camel toe. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. It sounded good at the time. The more I thought, I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. It's one of those drunken stupors.
Yeah. We all got to do the Philbilly challenge, though.
Yeah. I talked to Cyrus and Winsong tonight about that. They were about Phil Billy running a still with his piss. Winsong says, tell me he didn't drink it. I said, well, I can't say he didn't.
Well, after you distill it, it's pretty much just water.
Yeah.
So, people have been doing that shit in the desert for, for years. Centuries.
Yeah. I wanted to buy that air still. That air still's gonna, be like famous.
Yeah. Oh, Lisa, I got some stuff I need to send you. I had to leave for Atlanta, and I didn't get to send Mark. I have your box in my truck. I'm in Atlanta right now, and tomorrow before I leave Atlanta, I'm hoping that if I send it out from Atlanta, you'll get it faster than if I sent it out from Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
So I'm in Atlanta, so I'm going to send it out tomorrow before I leave, so that way you'll get it sooner.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
But I had some stuff I wanted to send out to Lisa, just to get send it out before I left. No, it's not going to get sent out until after Thanksgiving weekend and everything now. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Thank
I
you.
can't believe I got to start Christmas shopping. I just can't. I'm like, really?
Don't say that. Bite your tongue.
I'm
Refuse.
telling you, dude.
I am revolting. It is not Christmas yet. I am revolting. I am, what do they call it? Protesting. I'm protesting.
Telling you.
We
Angie
should move Christmas off for a month.
Angie says yuck when we're talking about Philbilly. And then Winsong says, LOL, too funny.
It's for views, that's what they
Right.
It's beginning to look like Christmas up here. Now we got snow on the ground.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
There was one day last week that we had snow in Tennessee. It was falling, but by the time it got like the waist level, it was just disappearing.
Yeah, dissipated more.
Yeah,
Jamie Matier says, where my package, David? Just kidding.
oh my gosh, I did.
Package, David.
I did. I was gonna make. This was my idea was this. I was gonna make 4 gallons of apple pie because everybody loves my apple pie. But then I remembered I'm in Tennessee now. I'm not in North Carolina. So I made all this apple pie, and I'm like, wait a minute. I gotta find somebody to sell it to now. Fuck. But then I also made 4 gallons of this. It was supposed to be peach cobbler,
dude.
but I decided to change it a little bit, and now it doesn't taste like peach cobbler.
Uh-oh.
But when I let my son taste it, it tastes spectacular, and it's gold. It's a golden yellow. And when I let my son taste it, my older son, not my younger son, my older son. When I let him taste it, he was like, first he held it up to the light and he smelled it and he tasted it. He's like, This is like what do you call it? What's that? Ambrosia,
Oh,
the nectar of the gods stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, this is like ambrosia. This stuff is spectacular. You have to keep making this forever. And
Cool.
I'm like, what? And one thing, I forgot to proof the alcohol before I put it in.
Oh,
Because I know it was high proof. Normally I like to get about 150, but normally I have to proof it down.
right.
So I collect a bunch of liquor throughout the year, and then when I'm making this, I run it to get a really, really high proof. I don't know what the proof was,
Oh shit.
but I took a pint. I saved myself a pint to the side, and I put it in the refrigerator. I let it sit for 2 days, and when I came home, I wanted to taste it. See how it was going to taste. I drank one pint, and after a pint, I was like, "Whoa, this shit's fucking powerful." But it tasted fucking spectacular, dude. It was awesome. So
Cool.
now I got to call it peach ambrosia because my son's like, "This is like ambrosia." I was like, "All right, I'll call it ambrosia."
Lisa's had my peach, and I absolutely love that peach cobbler that I do. It's not that high proof. I think it's like 50, 55. Oh,
it's really good.
David, you had it.
Yeah,
Drinking dessert. You know, it's like eating pie. You have that taste after, like you just ate pie.
I get
yeah. See, I don't know. I changed it up, but I don't. I got the recipe written down. I just don't remember exactly what I changed to make. It doesn't taste like peach cobbler at all.
Oh.
But that's one of the things I'm going to send you, Lisa. You can tell me when you taste it. You can tell me.
Windsong says Midnight Runner is totally awesome. I wish I had connected more with Midnight Runner. I know I follow him on TikTok. He's been on my live a couple times on TikTok. And I wish I could get to know him better.
Yeah, him and Ferg were the two of the first guys that I met in Moonshine Community a few years ago. And it's awesome how, I met them at Maggie, and then a few years later, went circle around, and I reconnected with Ferg, and then I brought him back into the militia and brought him into stuff. So worked out pretty fucking good.
What up?
Gee Liz, what's going on, brother?
Oh, nothing. Just sitting here at Walmart trying to pick up. There's a glitch right now. So, like, I'm doing these deliveries and shit, and I'm just kind of like riding this glitch out. It's telling people that there's orders, and then, like, you'll sit here for 10 minutes, it'll cancel it, pay you for half of the order. So, I'm just kind of capitalizing on that right now.
Nice.
Yeah, what y'all up to?
I just got through interview with Cyrus, and it was a great time. Very informative.
When is that? When is Alfredo's release, Mark?
January. I need to reach out to him because I was told the 5th, but he posted something about the 4th of January. So I'm still unsure about that. Jamie, can you research that for us and enlighten us about that, please?
Yeah,
I reached out to Alfredo. He called me the other night. He was drunk. We had a good time, though. We were on the phone getting drunk together and had a great time. But I saw he put a post out for the 4th, and I thought it was for the 5th. And I questioned him on that, and he never replied back.
Yeah, I fully intend on being there. I just need to know the exact date so I can make sure that I am there.
Cool.
I'll be there with bells on. I even wear bells if you want me to.
You show up with that beard, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I put bells in my beard if you want.
There you go. Ding. Hey, Chris.
Listen, I'm gonna have to jet. I gotta get to bed. I'm tired as all hell.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming in, man.
I hate to come
See
in
you,
and
Damon.
kiss and bounce, but I got to go. I love y'all.
Love you too, buddy.
What's up,
Oh,
y'all later?
me.
Bye.
Hey. Oh, too late. I was going to tell him next time you see me, I'll be wearing a corn shine or a corn star shirt.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Supposed to deliver that to me.
Oh,
I think that's the next one I want to order. Porn star.
Hydro Man, Miss Lisa Day, I'm mailing out your box tomorrow at noonish. I'll send a receipt for you for your information. I'm as excited as you are about what a surprise are in your box. Pre-Christmas presents to enjoy during the holidays. Cool.
Thank you, thank you. I am excited. He's teased me with a couple things that he said he put in there.
Cool. Awesome. Kenny Taylor says, pretty sure it's the fourth. His and Doug's Taylor's. Thanks, Kenny, for saying that. In fact, Alfredo said it was the fourth, and I thought it was the fifth, so it's my bad. So,
is that the opening of his distillery? Like, is that what y'all are
no,
talking about?
no, that's the reveal of his moonshine from Sugarlands when he won on Master Distiller.
Oh, okay. Where and so you can only get that at one place.
3 years later, it's finally getting released.
That's crazy.
It is. That's crazy as shit.
And are they doing the release at Sugarlands? Is that the only place you can get it, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shit. If I was any closer, I'd come and grab a jar.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Hydro Man says Damon, yeah.
Demon Bell.
Demon Bells. Hydro Man, good night, buddy.
Saying goodnight. Dave.
Oh, to David? Okay. Yeah, I'm behind on the comments, as usual. What size, Miss Lisa?
Oh, yeah. I can do 1X or 2X. I guess that's what he's asking for shirt. That's what I was talking.
Yeah. I think that's what he's talking about. Brian LPR Shine Mark, great show with Cyrus. I thought it was, Brian. It was. It's cool. I loved having him. I'm glad I did the podcast with him. Great guy, very informative. I encourage anybody and everybody to follow him. If you're doing any kind of moonshine whatsoever, follow Cyrus. He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah, that's who got me started. I'm telling you, the kits that he sends out makes it so easy for anybody to really understand, like, the steps, even with like the amylase and your conversions, because I think that's what scares a lot of beginners, is finding out what to use, how much of it, and when you tell somebody you got to keep this at a specific temperature, that scares a lot of people. But he breaks it down in a way where it's pretty easily understandable, and it's it's not bad. The only thing I will say is I did not like the what is it, the sweet feed. I'm not a sweet feed guy. That thing tastes a little like dirty socks to me. So
Hey, now that you said that, I told him when I first asked him if he wanted to come on the podcast, when he got to talking, he said, call me. So I called him. We were talking on the phone. I told him, I said, dude, your sweet feed sucks.
yeah, I mean, the corn, I tried because he sends out 10-gallon batches or whatever. So I did 5 the first time, and that second bucket, man, I tell you what, I threw that sweet feed in the dumpster and just used the corn. I was like, fuck that.
I will add to that. I let that shit that I ordered
Be locked
from
up.
him, I let it set for a long time, for years. And he said, you
Yeah.
just sit that back and I'm good. But, teach their own on that, I mean, I've heard people use a sweet pea that made their own sweet pea that came out phenomenal. But,
yeah, no, that's definitely a preference thing. I'm not talking bad about the kits or nothing, because in fact, I think I'm going to buy one of his George Washington rye kits, and try that out, because I don't want to buy all the grains, and that's what those kits are really good for, is if you just want to try something out and you don't want to buy a 50-pound sack of grain that you might not like, that's perfect.
Yep. You're absolutely right. And I just talked to him tonight about that. I wanted to do his beginner corn run for beginners.
Yeah,
Just
anything without sweet feed, I want to try something else with it, but besides the sweet feed, But I have high hopes for everything else on his website, so I'm going to give it another shot, one of those kits. But it's definitely a preference thing.
Terry says Damon was here. I made a bologna sandwich, and now Gliz is here.
Bologna sandwich.
Yeah, I need to order some more from Hillbilly there. I ordered a lid from him, but I think my stupid ass screwed it on too tight or did something wrong because I couldn't ever get the damn thing to quit leaking. But I'm sure it was just my fault, you
Well,
know.
I'll tell you, Gliz, I had the same problem. It took me forever. It's just a matter of tweaking it. It took me forever. It still leaked a little bit, but then that lid swelled and then it stopped. So I put it
Gotcha.
on a cookie sheet. So whatever leaked out, I got back. So yeah, it just takes time and patience. That's all
Man,
can
I
say.
tell you, I was not patient with that at all. I ended up grabbing a fucking pair of pliers and a fucking a hammer and just beat the edges of it off so that the actual cylinder of it would just go down into the mason jar. And I just said to hell with it, threw that damn cork in there and just put a regular lid on.
All right, Winsong. Good night, sweetheart. Thanks for coming in, Winsong.
Good night, honey.
Yeah, that being said, I know a few people that had issues with that. They did the same thing. They just ended up cutting it and then just throwing it in the jar
Yeah,
and putting a regular lid on it.
yeah. I mean, that's what I ended up doing.
It took me forever. It did. I gave up on it. I was trying it for one day and I gave up on it. I'll try it later. I went back later, same thing. I was like, God damn it. So I kept moving and pivoting the lid around. It finally got to where it was leaking very slow. So I just let it
Yeah.
leak because I had it in that cookie sheet pit. And then it finally stopped. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't fuck with it long enough. You know, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it was something like I was screwing it in too tight or something was off center or something. I was doing something wrong, but I just said, fuck it.
I even ended up getting one of those seals for the jar thumper and trying that. That didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but you know, I just, it was great. I mean, it fucking aged the shit out of that fucking corn whiskey I put it on and it tasted just like Jack Daniels or something, you know. It's just, of course,
Yeah.
I've drank Jack Daniels a couple of times and I'm not one to talk about distinguishing factors in the taste, but it damn sure gave it that hint of that to it, you know.
Right.
So I was like, woo.
I got 2 jars of it in there. He sent me one of those oak and one of those cherry.
Yeah.
And I've been on there for a month now. And the oak's definitely darker than the cherry. The cherry's taking its sweet time. It doesn't. I think it's a harder wood is the whole thing, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not doing the thing as fast, but it's coming along. It looks great. So I'm gonna wait another month, maybe 2 months before I even taste it. So.
Right.
Oh, Jason Costa says shots. All right, I'll do a shot. Ding ding ding.
I ain't got any moonshine in the car. I think that would be a little incriminating on my part, but I put a fat dip in, so cheers to that.
There you
go. Yeah, I'm about to head home and head towards the moonshine, I think. So I might lose connection, but let's pray that I don't. But if I do, then we will. I'll just hop on if y'all are still on when I get to the crib.
All right.
If we lose you.
Yeah, in other words, just don't think I hung up because I didn't.
Hydroman says, hey, Grizz, I've been meaning to contact you on your tincture knowledge, etc. I'll share some shine for your time on the product line I'm currently on, and I have the analysis sheet on each tinctures and RSO.
Yeah. It's a neat little sheet.
Okay.
The way it breaks it right down for you, it's really easy to read.
I need one of those because I want to start on my tenures.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can help anybody and whoever wants help with that. I mean, it's just knowledge that I'm sitting on, you know, so I'm more than happy to help anybody. Just my name's Cody Townsend on Facebook. If you can't find me through the search, go to the Moonshine Militia or Morgan's Moonshine. You'll find me. I'm active member in both. I haven't posted in Morgan's in a minute, but anybody can hit Mark up or Lisa. I'm friends with both of them and get my contact.
Absolutely. Terry says you have to use a strap wrench to tighten them down. They will seal. Okay. That's good to know, Terry. Thanks for sharing. In fact, Terry, I remember you saying that before.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing I could have done is I could have watched some more of his videos or something, and I just didn't. I don't know. I don't remember why. I was probably too drunk, but I just, I could have looked a
Yeah,
little more into
Glenn,
that lid.
Glenn, he just said that. He says, Glenn, you were too drunk. You wasn't watching my videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. He says, I'll talk about using heat to seal them on his YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to try. Like I said, I'd like to give it another shot. So
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
counting him out at all. I'll definitely order another one and try it again.
Everybody I know that's tried them loves them. So,
Oh yeah. Like I said, it gave me great flavor. I love the flavor.
Hydra Man says, "Oh my God, I had the same thing happen. I broke it trying to outfit. Edge broke off. Same outcome."
I mean, it's just, I guess it's just one of them things. It's just a new product, you know what I mean? And until it catches on and like everybody knows how to use it, it's just trial and error, or, hit the guy up or figure it out. I mean, everybody's got to find out how it works,
That being said, Gwiz, the fact that everybody's trying it and everybody does different things to do it. Like I said, I laid it in a cookie sheet. I just let it
Yeah.
swell, and there you go. We'll all learn from each other, and we'll learn better ways of doing it.
Exactly.
And so will Terry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You ever had a glass big enough to take your jar, and you put your whiskey in it and the jar upside down so it sat there and soaked in itself too, if it felt.
Yep, I like it.
Yeah, like kind of get it pre-swollen before you seal it or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and after you put it in the jar, tip the jar upside down in a bowl of product, whatever you had in it, to let it.
Right.
And that's kind of what I did with that, with the cookie sheet. Is it's just soaking in it, so it's going to help swell it and seal it. So it did. It worked good.
That's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think about adding moisture or adding, letting it absorb from the top layer that wasn't touching the shine, but that probably would have completely swollen the area that was off center,
That's what helped me with mine. I mean, it kept leaking until I did that. That top swelled up a little bit. I mean, it was leaking out the top. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, until I did that, and it actually swelled. Then it was good after that.
Gotcha.
Just barrel staves, if barrel staves are dry, they leak. You gotta let them soak up and swell and seep together.
Terry says it's different than a barrel. They don't need pre-soaked, but they do need clamped tightly because the wood is designed to swell. The wood between the glass and the stainless. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're right, Terry. And then us, by any means, Terry, we're not putting you down by what we're talking about whatsoever. We're just
No, not at all.
We're just sharing our experiences so that things that we're telling you, like on here right now. I'm telling you what I tried and it worked for me. Then you know what to tell other people down the road that have the same experience we are.
Right.
Right. Because I didn't dislike the product at all. I just felt like I wasn't, knowledgeable enough to get it to stop leaking. So at that point, it wasn't a thing where I got frustrated with the product. It was just that, I got a 3-gallon still, and when a quarter of my jar leaks out, I'm like, oh fuck, I can't. I don't have much more.
I'm drinking.
Get your mouth under it. Catch the drops.
Can you tell my wife I'm right? LOL.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll tell your wife you're right.
Alibi.
Yeah, that was good tonight. Cyrus brings up a lot of good points. One of the things he brought up tonight was about the methanol, and I totally agree with him on that. There's methanol. I did a lot of research on the methanol thing. There's methanol in shit that we eat, let alone alcohol. So, but it's so minimal that it really doesn't affect you whatsoever. So
Smelling
that
cow
means,
farts.
yeah, I mean,
Definitely in there.
yeah, you're right, Terry. There's definitely a learning curve. Yeah, absolutely. We didn't read the directions, and I forced it. It was my fault, not your fault. I was embarrassed. Now I feel better.
Well, as more
Yeah,
people use them, it'll become more
Randy,
common.
I wish we. Go ahead, Lisa.
It'll be more common for people to know what happened. They'll know that it's going to leak ahead of time because
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
doesn't right, it's going to leak. Just leave it.
In fact, Terry told me when he sent them, and I had him on my podcast. He told me expect it to leak, and I did. It was no big deal. When especially when you know beforehand you expect it to leak, it's going to leak. Then, yeah, it was no big deal. Okay, I just need to reposition it, get a better fit on the lid. It's all good.
Right. And that's why I wanted to clarify my position is because, like, it's not like it's not like leaking out your whole entire jar. That's not what I was saying at all. Like, but, compared to somebody who's got 5 jars sitting there, or a jar or one jar that's the size of 5 of mine, and they're just running 3 or 4 gallons at a time, I've only got like that one jar of hearts. So, that's the only reason why I had to resort to the method that I did, because I was just losing too much, but I didn't have that much to start out with anyway. So, I'm sure if I was on a larger scale, it wouldn't have mattered, and I probably could have just rode it out. But, I just didn't have that much quantity. So I was just trying to save it.
I'm over here laughing my ass off on Randy's comment. He said that's
What is
what's
it?
wrong with. He said that's what's wrong with me out here in the country with all these cows, all that ethanol. Okay, now that explains everything, Randy. Now we know.
Yeah, cow
I
fart.
said I get a hangover from just walking around the farm.
Damn cows farting all the
Well,
time.
they do say that the grass actually will ferment inside of their stomach. So they're making fucking alcohol and then shitting. So it's kind of crazy.
Hey, Gliz, that'd be the next thing for Phil Billy to try: fermenting cow shit.
Yeah, cow shit shine.
So they have the first one. It'll start fermenting, and they'll chug it up, and they'll rechew their cud,
Right.
and then swallow it.
Well, Phil Billy, Terry says, no problem, bro. I want everyone to get great results is all. I've got a lot of product aging in them, but I've experimented with them for 6 months before I started selling them. Cool, buddy. Then Jason says, I like the idea of putting them upside down in a little bit of your shine to kickstart the swelling. Yeah, that's what I did. It helped big time, Jason. I'll give that a try and I will use my lens. Yeah, absolutely, Jason. That's what helped. That's what it did it for me. I put her upside down, put her in that cookie sheet, and what leaked out, it absorbed on the outside. It swelled it up, and that did the trick. And then Jason says, "Cow patty shine, shine on." Hey, next Friday, I'm gonna run that through Phil Billy. I'm gonna go on the podcast, Phil. That's right, you'll pissed. I'll go out there in the cow pasture there in Ohio and try that cow patty.
You put it in that Vever that Vever pot still.
We call the cow patties landmines, so they would be shine mines.
There you go, shine mine. Yeah, I tell
Y'all
I've had people out the house give me estimates on the roof and stuff like that. Upgrades I need to do on the house. They have to come out in the backyard and look around. I tell them, watch out for the landmines. Talking about dog shit.
Yeah, back in Alabama, they used to have this freaking raffle like once a year, or this little, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's not really a raffle, but basically you buy like I guess it kind of is a raffle, but basically you put in like $5, okay, and you get a number, and they set numbers like on these little circles out in the fucking cow pasture, and basically you're betting money or buying a place, and you're placing your little circle to try to predict where a cow's gonna shit at.
Yep.
And if a cow shits on your fucking circle and your number, you win something. So I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but they do that shit in Alabama.
Yeah.
Never heard of that, but that's good to know. Hey, you know, there's a place where I used to work right next door is a Holiday Inn. And every Monday night during Monday Night Football, they would have crab races. So
Oh shit!
they would put these numbers on these crabs, and they would put them under a heat lamp, and then they release the bull. The first one to get the outside line wins. When you were saying that, it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. People will do anything if you can put money on it, I guess.
Cow patty bingo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Drum and Son, let me go back. Drum and Son says, yeah, when a cow eats fruit, they will regurgitate it and actually get drunk. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's why they're easy tipping. That's what it is. Oh, we lost Liz. He said we might.
Yeah, he'll clip on when he gets home.
Then Hillbilly Terry says that's where those magic mushrooms grow down under the hall. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've gone out in the cow pastures in Missouri and kicked those cow patties over. They got that magic mushroom.
Yeah. They like horse shit too.
Yeah. Then thank you, JB, for doing the research. It's the 4th for Alfredo's release. I just got back on because I had to get the kids to sleep. Thanks, JB. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. That way people are asking that want to know what his release is. It's the 4th. So anybody still watching, Alfredo's release is on the 4th of January. Thanks, JB. Appreciate you, honey. Roy Warner. Hey, y'all. How you doing, Roy?
How are you?
How are you, Roy?
How are you?
I think I need to hear this while Lisa's doing a shot.
Sipping.
I will, Jamie. I will let David know. I'll send him a text in the morning and let him know that it's the 4th. Cool.
Good.
Awesome. Yeah. That's cool stuff. I'm drinking all kinds of shit. Roy says, "What's y'all drinking?" Well, I'm drinking some bourbon. I wanted to change it up from moonshine. I just had to go out and buy a bottle of this, 1792. It's not bad. I like it. It's pretty good. I like my bourbons. I like my whiskeys. This is pretty good. Back to pour another shot.
I'm drinking the Grave Robber Rye.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Holy rye. They just came with a new one. They're the one that did the Crab Trapper, the crab whiskey, and the deer jerky whiskey. They just came out with a spruce goose. It's spruce tip and goose.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah.
Jason, what's going to be your next run? Well, my next run, which is almost finished fermenting, is my potato shine. And I'm going to turn it into nothing but coffee. It's going to be a coffee shine, 100 proof. I can't keep it on the shelf. As soon as I make it, it's gone. But it's going to be all coffee. Then Jamie says his release is at 3 p.m. on the 4th. Liz is back.
Sorry, I got a phone call as soon as I pulled into the driveway of the crib.
You're good, buddy.
I'm about to take me a little
Sure.
sip of this shine I got over here.
All right, Jamie. Thanks for sharing that, Jamie. I really appreciate that. And I'll pass that information on to Damon as well.
Ooh.
Son, oh my God. Apple peach mango. Ooh, that sounds good. I did a mango peach that was really good. In fact, I need to do another one. I've got one jar of that left. I'm saving that. In fact, Alfredo's wife absolutely, she does not drink Shine, but she will drink my mango peach. She likes
There you go.
it. I'm about to open and try this Hillbilly Glass Barrel 65-day aged 4th generation 3 grain log cabin whiskey. Nice. And then Jamie says the coffee is the bomb. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie, you know what? We showed up at Maggie Valley, and I had brought some of the. Actually, I brought all the coffee that I had, all but one jar. I kept one jar at the house for myself, and Jamie was the one that bought it all.
Like coffee.
Hillbilly Glass Barrel says, by the way, I had to step out for a minute due to my 53-year-old bladder. But your feedback on my lids is valuable because it helps me to understand what information I need to give people to help them. Absolutely, Jerry. That's why I was giving you feedback. It wasn't negative, buddy, whatsoever. What you got going on is a good deal. Everybody I talk to loves the idea. I'm just giving you feedback so you can give feedback when people have issues like Liz did. Try this, you know.
Right.
Hydro Man, knock knock. Well, where are you, Hydro Man?
Yeah, because I mean, I will say, I mean, you know, it did way better than the infusion sticks, the little spirals that I have ordered some of those off Amazon, and it gave me a way better flavor than I got from those. So
Hydro Man, here you go. I'll send you a link, Hydro. You're more than welcome to come in here, buddy. Wait, what yeast do you use for potatoes? I used Daddy's. I used to use, when I first started out, I used nothing but the bread yeast for the longest time. And I found out the Daddy's yeast worked better, so I went to Daddy's.
that's what I got.
However you want to say it. But yeah, for the longest time when I first started, I used nothing but bread yeast. It works fine. It works great.
I saved some of your potato shine, and I saved LPR's potato shine. And Mama B is supposed to send me some potato shine, so I'm gonna try all three of them together.
Awesome. Dude, Lisa, please do a review on that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've done LPR shine or his potato, which I thought was better than mine. And then I did a Mama B's, which I thought was better than all of them. And we talked about that tonight with Cyrus. We brought up the topic about the raisins in the fermentation. And that she told me that the only difference on her shine, her mash versus my mash was the very fact was those raisins. It came out tasting a lot better than what I had.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That was my opinion.
Well, I see they were doing a rye whiskey, and they put peaches in it to kind of smooth it out.
Yep.
They wonder if the raisins didn't do the same to the potato.
I think it did. Cyrus says Cyrus said that he didn't see any difference, but then his wife chimed in and said it definitely adds to the fruit when you do the fruit flavor. If you're doing a brandy and doing a fruit, the raisins definitely add to it.
I know when we were making hard apple cider, the man that I used to moonshine with way back when, he would do his hard apple cider and he'd put it in each bottle before we capped it. So he'd put raisin in every bottle before we capped it.
Terry says, as in log cabin syrup. Then he says, Mark, I've got my root beer boxed up to send you. I just have to find the time to do it. I hear you, buddy. No, I totally understand, Terry. Totally. And I can't wait to try it. I really can't. I'm looking forward to trying your root beer. Then hydro hillbilly glass barrels, yes, used instead of sugar. Okay.
Use log cabin instead of sugar.
Yeah. And then Princess Moonshine, I don't know where that came from. Jason, anyone tried putting some bee wax on the seal? Oh, dude, there you go. Jason,
Mm,
you see that, Terry? I think that's an awesome idea.
it's
Seal
sealed.
that ornament with some beeswax.
It wouldn't let the alcohol suck in, would it?
I like that idea, Jason. That's a great idea. I want to try that now, especially being an ex-beekeeper.
Would it let the alcohol soak in?
I would think it would.
Very-
And it I don't know. I don't know. It'd be something to try. It'd definitely be something to try. I like that idea, Jason. Hydro Man, corn syrup for more corn sweetness, tad more money, sugar, but worth it. Terry says, awesome glizz. I'm finding they can age longer on the lids than originally thought. The math works out that the wood to liquid exposure is not as much initially thought. And then Jamie says, I
Okay.
can't try the root beer and make root beer floats. Nicole said it was the best she ever had.
Oh,
Jamie, what I'll do is I'll bring my original root beer, which is post flavor. I'll bring that. That's the best thing to make the root beer floats with, is that. And I recommend it. I tell you what, you'll have one root beer float. You're going to have another. And after you do, not only will you be fucked up, you're full. Hillbilly glass barrels, I actually tried it myself. I had a guy using them tell me it worked for him. Cool. Awesome.
nice.
Hell yeah. That's good to know. See, that's why we do these things right here.
Yeah.
We educate each other. That's awesome. I love it. Fuck yeah. I used to have a bunch of beeswax. I ended up throwing it all out. I did. I threw it all out. I was like, I'll never do nothing with this. Now I need it.
Yeah, only beeswax I got's on the coated on these hemp wick rolls. It's just like a, you know what hemp wick is? It's just like a lighter or something that burns at a lower temp, but it's got beeswax on it, and that son of a gun, they'll burn forever.
Ever. Yep. Yeah, I used to love it, man. I thought about getting back into beekeeping for a while. I don't think I'll do it unless I get out of the country. Then I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I miss it. I miss a lot of it. You know, it is what it
They
is.
say, you get like us as humans, we get a lot of like, I don't know, what do you call it? Like reward out of doing things that involve nature. You know what I mean? Whether it's like taking care of something or like you build or waterfalls or you go hiking, you know what I mean? It's just like very rewarding to do stuff like that in general.
It is. It is. You're right. Totally. 100%, Liz. There for a long time, I used to spend my time at the Disney Wilderness Preserve, and it's a nature center basically, and it's all about preserving nature. And I used to spend
Yeah.
a lot of time out there, and I did it. It was very rewarding. It really was. I learned a lot.
Yeah. Dude, one of mine and Priscilla's, that's my girlfriend's favorite things to do during the summer and springtime is we go to the zoo and we collect these coins. They give you gold coins. They're like $5 a pop, but each one of them's got like different animals that are like icons of the zoo on them. And it all goes to like supporting like animal and wildlife preservation and stuff. And so I'm totally with that. We love doing that type of stuff. I buy these coins all the time. I've got a collection of them.
Pick my laptop up and show you what I got over here. I've been recognized from the National Wildlife Habitat as a habitat backyard. So
Okay.
I used to be big into that. I used to do a lot of traveling and all kinds of stuff supporting the wildlife. And I don't do it near as much as I used to, but I miss it. I really do. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Did you ever get into any of like exotic animals and stuff?
No,
Well,
no,
I got a bug bit me, and I'll show you one of my little fellers here if I can get him. Here we
there's
go.
one that we was a topic of national wildlife was natural. So yeah, what you
This
got?
is one of my little fellas right here. This is Natsu. He's a crested gecko from an island called New Caledonia. And up until about the 1990s, they were thought to be extinct completely until a hurricane came along. One of these guys got swept up in a hurricane gust of winds and blown on top of a clear dome research facility where they were studying the stars. And so a scientist looks up one day and sees one of these little fellas just crawling around on the glass dome. He's like, hey, that's a crested gecko. And it turns out they've been looking for them in the wrong region for years. And so now they're pretty common pets, but I mean they're definitely exotic. They're pretty cool.
Cool, awesome.
We had comedians and bearded
Terry,
girls.
Terry says, "Hell yeah, man! I love getting back to grassroots, back to nature." Yeah, me too. Drummond's on Jethro Tull sang down by the water hole, drunk every Friday, eating their nuts, saving their raisins for Sunday.
They did.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
There ain't much difference between rednecks and hippies. No, there's not.
No, I'm a little bit of both. I'll go ahead and tell you that I drink shine and smoke pot. So
I was gonna eat a gummy tonight, but that was kind of late.
it's never too late to get relaxed.
At least today's gummies that she sent me.
Did you like those?
Oh yeah, I absolutely love them. They're great.
Can't find it. It's on the YouTube. You gotta search Morgan's Moonshine on YouTube, and the link's there.
Yeah, I already
You
told
want
him that.
the link?
Yeah, I've told him that I can send him the link. Absolutely. Hold on, I'll do that right now.
For some reason, mine doesn't work.
Here you go, Randy. I'll just post it.
I got to get to know Hydro Man. I've seen him. He's been pretty active here, but I haven't got the chance to talk to him just yet. Same thing with that Frayed Knot guy. I haven't got a chance to speak with him yet either.
Yeah.
Yeah. That still was awesome. And I'm so glad that they did that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that raised $4,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm glad they didn't take like lowball on
Yeah.
that place. They do it. They're like, it's worth more than that. Come on, folks.
Yeah, but Jason, now you sound like my shadow. Shots.
I
I got
just
one.
took one.
Ooh.
Oh, that one bites.
Yeah, that one did bite.
Yeah, I figured out some stuff because my shine was a little bitey, for a few runs, and I was like, man, what's going on here? And of course, I'm not doing a full grain conversion. I'm converting some of my grains, but I'm still adding sugar, to save a little bit of money and get a little higher proof. But I was like, man, I'm doing something wrong. And I remember on an episode of Master Distiller where they had said that, if you add a little white rice, it'll take the bite out, a little bit or a little of the edge off and mellow it. Well, apparently I got the wrong kind of rice, man, because I started putting that shit in there and it came out tasting funky. I'm talking about funky, very weird. And so do not put great value white rice in your corn mash. It makes it taste terrible. It tastes terrible.
I think that you mentioned that because Cassie did that rice And I think that's what she did. And she's like, no, I'm not running.
No, the best thing I did was, I took it from Tom told me to add Raisin Bran, and I started doing that. And of course, y'all talking about those raisins, and they help a lot. But I found if you get the honey crunchy Raisin Bran, the one with little honey clusters in it, that shit's fucking phenomenal to add to your corn. I don't know, it's just like that little bit of honey that comes with that those little clusters. I mean, it just does something phenomenal. I love it. This is my best jar yet, and that's with the Honey Crunch Raisin Bran.
I mean, damn. Well, I always heard that if you want to bring your bite down, to add oats.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. People have been telling me to use oats, but I've just kind of gotten it dialed in with this Raisin Bran right now, which is, guess, like a weeded corn, but I like it.
There you go, Randy. He's out there in his shop. Can you hear us, Randy?
Still getting it figured out.
Yeah, he came on two of them, so I had to kick one of them out. He probably
There it
picked the
is.
wrong one.
There he goes.
I can hear y'all. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I put my hand. I'm trying to rig this up.
I have been on with Hydro Man before. One time, I remember now.
Roy Warner says you need to use jasmine rice.
I'm good, man. How are you? Jasmine rice. Yeah, I'll have to try the jasmine.
I know when I'm cooking rice, that's what the only rice I'll use is jasmine.
I use Uncle Ben's.
Yeah. I like the bag rices too. A lot of the times it's just easy. Pop it in the microwave.
I stand corrected. I have used those, but I've never used them in a mash.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay this down right here, y'all.
Jason Acosta says, I love honey bunches of oats. You're gonna have to make a mash with it. Yeah, dude, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Especially after talking to Cyrus about using those cereals. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna do that. That cereal's too cheap not to try it,
Dude, why not? Why not?
That's what I call hell of a breakfast. It's 51% corn, and the rest is different cereals, and I'll use a lot of cabin syrup instead of sugar. And
that's what Cyrus called his was breakfast bourbon.
Yeah, I'm about to do that. I'm about to just get the biggest Walmart haul of those fruity dino pebbles you guys have ever seen. And I got a thing of agave syrup, and I'm just going to put it to it and let it eat.
I've been trying to save up, telling my friends, when y'all go shopping after Halloween, after Christmas, get all the chocolate, get all the caramel, get all the hot, get all these candies you can't get now, because after Christmas, you're going to go, man, I wished I had some more of that.
Right. Well, Gliz, that you say that, Afraid Not did a Fruity Pebbles, and it didn't come out so well. He ended up draining it all. He dumped it all.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what did Cyrus use? I thought he used the fruity. No, what he used? I thought he used Fruity Pebbles.
No, I was talking about that because of Afraid Not did that. He used the Frosted Flakes.
Oh, okay.
Which has sugar on it, frosted flakes.
Right. That cup looked pretty sick.
Thank you. That's my new what do you call my sponsor? Those are guys who brought me out of retirement. That's Country Boys Firearms in Green Cove Springs, and they're the ones who talked me into coming back to doing hydro dipping, and they're taking me on to do their guns. And they seen my work, and they also like they love his root beer.
Yeah.
That's where half of that went. Before I left, he was like, "Keep Randy busy over there." I'm like, "I see what you're doing, brother. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing." So but this is one of the shirts they got today that I'm doing hydro dipping for Country Boys Guns. And it says, "Cowboy, the hell up."
Oh, I like that.
I like that. That's cool shit.
And
Mike Chris says Jasmine Rice. And Jason Acosta says Frosted Flakes and Raisin Bran. That's what it was. It was Frosted Flakes and Raisin Bran.
Okay.
in today's testing, I took them these plain glass shot glasses I got from the dollar store. Well, I happened to be taking one of Uncle Mark's, and they saw Michaela's work, and they thought that was the most interesting thing they've ever saw. Everybody passed it around. They thought it was just a sticker on the front, of just a blue cut. They had no idea how much work went into what she does. And I was sipping mine as we were tasting. I had to put mine down and go, focus on business, Randy. Focus on why you're here.
Randy, Randy, we had this talk last night. Uncle Mark.
Oh, shit. See, okay, brain fart. Uncle Moonshine, sir. I am not his uncle. He's not my uncle. He is. It's a habit. I used to have an Uncle Mark, and it's just.
It's all good, buddy. It just sounds weird coming from somebody not
from
my
some
niece.
idiot. Yeah, I get it. But here's some of your root beer for.
Damn, I wish I had a shot of that right now.
Did you see Hillbilly Glass barrels? His cup that lady made. It's a pasta like Michaela does, and she does the big glasses and stuff. The same.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I shared it. The Hillbilly Glass barrels look nice.
Cool.
That was a nice mug.
That was. She did an excellent job on that. I looked at that myself.
And who did that? Was that Michaela or somebody else?
No, somebody else. It was PB Crafts or something.
Okay.
I shared it. I can.
Yeah, that's all good. I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, his looked good. It was the wood grain.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Hillbilly Glass barrels on the just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking A.
Wood grain. Very, 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 very well done.
He says Tumblebee Crafts is what Terry's saying. Okay, cool.
Okay, Tumblebee Crafts. Speaking of what Glitch done earlier, this is if you follow the instructions that Hillbilly Glass Barrels gives you, and you don't caveman it, and you actually follow his instructions, this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
But when you leave it on the counter in the sun, and you walk away to do something, and you come back, and that warm temperature change, it warped the lid, and that was my fault. And when I did like he did, when I forced it on and I twisted it, and I said, well, how am I gonna get this? I started to sand it, and I said, no, I ain't gonna sand the kind of egg shaped on me. When I noticed it on the jar lid, I said, well, I can't get it to stop leaking, so I took it off, and something told me to turn it up. He told me to turn it upside down. Well, I did like she said. I went and got some warm water, just enough to coat that, but I used not instead of warm water, I used Shine, and just poured it in a big bowl and just stuck it upside down and said, well, whatever leaks, and it sealed it. And then I didn't do that on the first one, and I crumpled it, so I broke it up inside, and I've already filtered it, but I'm gonna reuse it. I like the way it tastes, y'all. After 60, it was 30, just say 60 days, 2 months. I'm gonna put it back in here, but I took some of it out. It looks really, really. Let me slow down.
It looks really good.
That's a nice.
This is the difference, and this one I didn't put in at the same time. This one's about a week away, and because I had such a problem with this, and I think this is the oak. I should have wrote on before I got them in there, and I got to drinking, and I said, now I can't tell the difference. When they're wet, y'all, you can't tell the difference, or I couldn't in the grain.
Yeah.
But, it leaked. It leaked.
Terry says it's Tumblebee Crafts. He said it's Richard Henderson's wife. I know Richard Henderson. I think we all do. Oh, we lost Liz again.
I'm going to open this right now and try it in front of y'all. I mean, I know it's my own stuff, and everybody's going to taste everything different, but I've been wanting to do this for Hillbilly, and I know it's my own blend, but this is 60 days worth of color from clear, y'all. Hillbilly
also says they will distort. It's part of the swelling process. But in a barrel, it's wood swelling against wood, and with the lids, it's wood swelling between glass and stainless. You got What you think, Randy?
That's cowboy whiskey right there.
Hell yeah.
Rah. Now this is what John Wayne and all them boys drank in the day when you had to do a shot and go, ooh. I like it. I like it.
Jason says, my wife keeps asking me what I want for Christmas. I directed her to Himley Glass Barrel's website and told her, get me his new stainless steel barrel. There you go.
There you go. Get a 2-pack. He's going to want a 2-pack, one of each one. Cherry and those.
Well,
Whatever
now you
flavor.
do it. No, I beg to differ with you, sir. It's
We
a
get
3-pack. No,
Oh.
it's a 3-pack because now he's doing maple.
Oh, I'm so far behind on the latest of the ends on the ends.
What you got there, Lisa?
That's the cup
Oh,
sheet.
that's it.
Hillbilly Glass Barrels cup.
Yes,
I
that's
like
it.
it.
That's
That's
it.
awesome.
I'm gonna have to get me. Is that one of them?
I wish I knew how to put you in the big screen.
I don't have one of them rotating things, but I got one of them Ryobi robots in there. And if I put my display my stuff on that little robot and have it turn in circles, that'll work the same way, right?
Damn it, I fucked up. What the hell did I do? God
Oh
damn it.
no! Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
Sorry,
Come back, Miss
Lisa.
Lisa. Pull her back.
There
Pull
we
her back. Oh, pull her back. Pull her
There we go.
I don't know.
back.
No,
Damn it, Cassie, where are you when I need you?
That looks
I
cool,
don't know
y'all.
how many buttons you do.
That's
I know.
awesome.
I know everybody's tomorrow is going to be in the stores buying last-minute hams. I'm going to be at Lowe's buying sheetrock,
Wait a
2x4s, and
minute.
screws.
Hold the phone. Terry says there's a 4-pack, not a 3-pack.
Oh, blew my hat off.
White oak, cherry, maple, and used bourbon. Ah.
What?
Oh, yeah, he did mention earlier he's taking these used bourbon lids and using those. That's right.
I know what I'm putting on my list.
Hell yeah, I want a 4-pack.
I know some family members are tuning in that are too bashful to own up to it, or maybe they're going to watch this later like they told me they would. Hillbilly Glass Barrels.
You know,
4-pack. I'll settle for 2.
all the men out there are trying for a 6-pack. I got a 1-pack.
You got a keg, brother.
Yeah, I got a keg. You're right.
And I got in contact with, well, he got in contact with me, the gentleman that was on the show the other night. I should remember his name. But the poker chip.
Oh, James.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I found the rest of them. So I got like 20 of them.
Hey, you guys keep this going. I got old man syndrome. I gotta go pee.
Sorry, guys. I'll go. I gotta get to the shine room. The dogs are going crazy.
Yeah.
And I got Frayed Knot said I could do this. You really can't see it on here as well, but we got the first custom film.
Wait till I come back.
Okay. I'll go get it while you're there. It's right over here. It's right over here. Maybe I can make this presentation look decent.
When you want to do those things that rotate, you can buy a little plastic thing that goes in a microwave. Because some microwaves don't have this thing that goes around.
Lazy Susan thing.
That's what I have for my epoxy, and I can spray as it goes around.
Yeah.
They're really cheap. They're like $5. But
I know
you can put it in the microwave and it would spin around for you.
Yes, ma'am. I know exactly what you're talking about. We might have some extra ones in there.
Yeah.
I was thinking my sister just bought my mom this little round circle vacuum cleaner that some kind of robo thing that goes around and vacuums the floor. And I thought about if I put it on 360 and put my jars and my stuff on display, I could more control it around the.
Yep. There you go.
Anyway, I'll get one. This is liquid print. I keep saying that from my old habit. Liquid Concepts. Liquid Concepts. Wants to come off the tube now that I opened it.
Is that place out of Missouri?
No, this is liquid print out of I don't know, Alexander, Arkansas.
Okay.
Where's it at? I'm making such a
No,
mess on here.
it's all good.
Uh,
I'll take your word for it.
Liquid concept.
Cool.
Since I opened it, it got bigger in the package.
That's what she said.
Yeah. She wishes it'd get this big. No, maybe she don't. This film, hey, this film is so tough. I normally cannot do this with any other film. I mean, this is unbelievable. The way this film is so thick. Remember, I telling y'all it looks like window tint, but
Yeah.
it's got a print on it like Christmas paper or gift wrapping paper, and it's all a water ink impregnated film. So when you put the base color behind it,
Oh, nice.
it's tree bark with skulls and Fred logos, not logos
Fred
are in there.
Fred
Fred
Knott.
knot, yeah.
Fred Knott. Randy, you didn't drink, are you?
I'm halfway there. I told you I didn't want to drink alone.
I can't wait to share that with Fred Knott. You called him Fred Knott.
But when you get a design through them, people want to know, well, how much do you get on a roll? What am I getting for my money? Why does it cost so much? Well, it's 75 to $100 to get it put on a roll, and then it's 30 to 40 bucks a meter, and a meter's 40 by 40, and then you can get about that much. So I'm hoping I can get maybe a case of jars per roll. You know, that way you'd have a small investment per case. And then, you know, if I can match that price in labor, I think that's very affordable. You know, 80 to 120 bucks a case, depending on design.
Randy, I want to reach out to the comments real quick because I got a couple of people saying goodnight. First of all, Jason Acosta says, I got used bourbon lid. Save me that for when I make an Irish whiskey. Cool. Oh, yeah. And then Hillbilly Glass Barrels. Y'all have a good night. I've got to work in the morning. Good night, Terry. Good seeing
Good
you,
night,
buddy.
Miss Terry.
And then Jason saying goodnight to him, I believe. And then Roy says, very nice. And then Lisa Day says, good night.
Man. Hillbilly Black Barrel.
I just try to keep up on the comments, and
Yeah, please
I'm
do.
pretty bad about it.
Hey,
I'm liable to.
asked me today about those little coins that you guys have.
Yeah,
No, I had to laugh about mine.
I love
Oh,
that
that's
one.
cool.
It's a little piece of cardboard with a girl drawn on it.
I wish I could.
I thought it was an actual coin. I mean, it looks pretty round.
It's just a
Look
piece
what-
of cardboard cut in a circle, and I drew a girl on it.
I love it. I
Show it
love it.
again, Lisa.
Show it
Show
again, Miss Lisa.
Just a second, I'll see if I can get it up there so you can see it.
Yes, yes. We gotta have one. We gotta have one on the booth. I'll put some clear tape over it.
I love it. That's awesome.
That's my challenge coin.
I think this was Liquid's Concepts as the Thanksgiving stickers they sent out. It was a water
That's-
droplet dressed like a turkey.
That's pretty dope.
Matter of
I got
fact,
some.
speaking of, it's time for some dope.
Yeah, I gotta send this to Cyrus.
This one about sums it up
Yeah.
for me. It's not a coin, but Priscilla got this not long ago. It says, I smoke. It says, that's what I do. I smoke, I chill, and I know things.
I like that. I like
I
that.
thought your little face would be on the other side.
I've been saving all my truck tags and all my farm tractor tags, and I had to get a new tag, and that's my old truck tag. I'm gonna put it up in the shop and keep collecting different tags and stickers and coins and shot glasses and
Right.
shirts and flags.
Yeah.
I love what Jason Acosta said. He says the Lisa coin, patent pending. I love it, Lisa. You should have that done. You know, you need to reach out to Tracy Bumgarner and have him do those for you.
What?
I have
There's
to be costed. So.
Okay. Yeah.
That's precious. I'm trying to think of maybe of a kid's game that I've played before that had these little round circle cutouts that you use as chips or something that you could use as your symbol that's already out there, and we could all chase that game and get our own token coin to Miss Linda from that game.
That's awesome.
No, it was
Yeah,
one of
I thought about doing some silver coins, like pure silver or something like that, because I've got, I've had my YouTube channel for like 2 years, 3 years, but mainly when I started mine, I did jewelry, and so I've already got people that make custom shit. I've got several custom pendants. But it'd be nothing for this guy that I know to make silver coins, and I just think that would be cool as shit. It'd be like a bullion. It wouldn't be an official bullion, but I mean, shit. You get an ounce silver coin or something with whatever you want engraved in it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Yeah, exactly.
I was getting some ice at the ice machine today or the other day, and a gentleman walked up and saw my moonshine stickers and commented, "Man, I wish it's been so long since I've had some good moonshine." I just grinned because I didn't know the fella.
Right.
And when I opened up my back seat, he said all them coolers, and his eyes got big like that. And he says, "You traveling or would you be packing?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm packing." I'm in the car. And he says, "I'd be willing to buy anything if you." I'm not the first. Anyway, I sold him a pint. He pays me in 2 rolls of silver $half,
Damn.
dated 1973. Got a picture of Lincoln on them. I mean,
Yeah.
nice. Some of those were.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if they're made before, I think it's 77. They're not. It's pure silver. It's 999 silver. It's not the 925 stuff, because after a certain year, they started cutting it.
72.
this is 1973. That's the backside, and this is Kennedy's head.
Yeah, it was 72, Lisa. You're right.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't 72. That figures.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
I didn't want to open them because I was thinking, like you guys, uncirculated might be worth.
hang on to it and research it yourself.
I've taken pictures. I got a 1941 or 39 penny that's going for $100,000, but I can't get a buck for it here. So I quit. I give up on that dream. A 1930 something D penny.
You just gotta go through the right channels, buddy.
Yeah. Find the right people.
Yeah, I think my grandmother's got a few of those wheat pennies that she's been holding on to for a while.
I got. In fact, you guys say that I need to go through mine. I went through mine a couple of months ago, and I need to I need to go through them again to check the data. I do have a couple of those 1943 wheat pennies that if they're steel. I just need to weigh them and make sure they're the right weight. If they are, they're worth $170,000 a piece.
Yeah, some of them the right weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd retire later.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like, some of these people, they're like, I need $1 million, and I'm like, shit. The moment I get over 100K, I'm a simple man. I'll fucking live off that for a long time.
Between that and Social Security, I know Social Security ain't shit, but you know what? That 100K will come in handy.
Shit, I'll just work, 4 days out of 7 and doing what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? And just take it easy the rest of the time. Shit.
If I live like I'm doing today, I could live off the interest off $1 million, and I'd feel like a king.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want much. I just want a yard where I can shoot a pellet rifle, because I grew up in Alabama being able to do all these things, but I moved up here to Oklahoma to pursue an industry that's kind of failing, and I'm kind of I'm homesick, man. I want to fucking shoot a pellet rifle in my backyard, piss off the front porch if I want to. You know what I mean? That type of shit. I miss that.
I heard that there's a processing plant like what you're talking about in Palatka, Florida. It's an indoor grow, and they process their own stuff. If you want to come to Florida, Florida is huge. There's True Leaf and Curl Leaf and all kind of dispensaries everywhere. But what you do in Palatka is the closest one I know of.
Right.
There's a lot of them, but you're right, Randy. Palatka and Ocala, both of them are huge on the marijuana industry. Yeah. Check it out.
It's cheaper to live in Palatka than it is down there.
Palaka's a great town. I love Palatka.
Yeah. It just stinks on the sawmill. Try not to drink the water. You won't be making shine with the water. I guarantee you. No, you won't. Guarantee it.
Well,
But there's plenty of springs around there, so
And you come up to Lawdy, we got Hilbert Springs spring water, best in the world.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
What
say
I'm
best in the world, but
what I'm trying to do now is, I think what mine and Priscilla's plans is, it's cheaper to finance a luxury travel trailer and a brand new truck than it is to go buy a home with the interest rates the way they are right now. Because you'll pay half of what your house is worth in fucking interest before you ever
Yep.
pay it off nowadays. And so, we've thought about doing that and living like that for 4 or 5 years, or 3 to 5 years, something like that, and just saving as much money as we could, buying an acre or two and starting like a nonprofit dog shelter, something like that, and then working from the ground up. And I think that's my next move, is trying to get that figured out.
Cody, you say that. One of my thoughts with my wife was the fact that we would buy a huge camper like that and go from campground to campground in Florida, because you get paid to be a campground host, but you can only stay there for like 3 months before you move on to the next one. Who cares?
so
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and you can stay on any BLM land as Bureau of Land Management for up to 9 days rent free anywhere. And
Wow.
you can go park, you can set up a car, you can have your travel trailer, you can, do whatever for 9 days. As long as you get up, move to the next spot in 9 days, you can stay on any BLM land for free.
Yeah.
KOA is cheap.
And KOA is good because you can sign up and be a member of KOA. You get pro rates, and also a lot of the times you can sign up as a seasonal helper, and they'll pay you to go around and pick up trash and cut grass, and they'll give you a lot for free, and you get electrical hookup and a water, and they just pay you. I mean, they're paying you $10 an hour or $9 an hour, but hey, you get to camp there for however long for free, and you're making some money while you're there.
That was my point, as far as you're drawing unemployment or your Social Security, but yet you're getting paid to be managing the campground, and you're staying there for free. They're paying you $10 an hour to stay there. Yeah, you can only stay there 3 months, but Nick, you know what? So is the next guy. You just move to the next one.
If you're not paying for electrical, and if only, because I mean, let's face it, I mean, you're going to be paying what, $800 a month at maximum on both the truck payment and the trailer payment. Trailer payment's probably like $600, and if you've got good credit, you can probably get a truck payment for $200-300. You know what I mean? And so.
To add to that, if you're like me in my situation, the equity I have in my home, I can sell my home, go out, buy that truck and trailer, and be done.
Yeah, 100%. And you're only paying $800 a month to live.
No, I wouldn't even pay that. I would pay that
Well,
off.
you have the truck payment off. Yeah, you have to have it paid off. Exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't be paying nothing. And then you're back, and your front porch view while you're taking that first sip of coffee in the morning is some mountains with snow on top of them somewhere. A herd of bison just walking by, and you're just like, man, why the hell would you ever want to stay in one spot?
Exactly. Move to the next one.
I will say this, coming from somebody who lives in a camper, and I've had it when I was a lineman, and I still live in it today while I'm fixing up mom's house. If you can afford to get a Grand Reflection, Reflections Grand Design, they're the 3 seasons. They're made very, very well. And we learned, my ex-girlfriend's daddy was Dick Gore of Dick Gore RV World, and they say if you're going to buy one and travel, trade it in every 2 years. Keep it up, trade it in every 2 years for the first 2 to 4 years while you're building, to keep it in case there's some, he learned me that. Take it as you want to, but trade it in every 2 years, unless you want to stay in it for up to 4 years and pay it off and be done, to put that money in your house.
Yeah, that's what, that's just something what I would like. I'd like to, stay in one for, like I said, 3 to 5 years, travel around, do these different jobs, experience the world, and really know where we want to, set up roots at. You know what I mean? I don't have enough experience or knowledge or travel in my life to know what's out there, and until you go do it, you don't know where you want to be.
You're going to see the world.
I've traveled.
Yeah, exactly.
I've traveled all over the world, but I got paid there. I got paid to do it. I never was able to really enjoy like family vacations, even though we went on
Jason Acosta made a comment. Not sure what truck you're looking at, but my truck note is $700 a month. No, I get
Well,
that.
I mean, listen. I don't know how much more expensive your truck is than my Camry, but I got a luxury edition Camry. Okay, 2018 leather seat, sunroof, custom stereo, and it was 30,000. So I can, and I got it and I got terrible credit, and I've got negative equity, and my payment's only 478 a month. If you had good credit, no negative equity, I'm damn certain I could go out there and get a truck for $500 a month.
It's pretty hard, but it can be done. But a good truck to pull a good sized trailer like a
Well, what you do is you got to go to you don't finance it through the dealership, first of all. And $700 a month sounds like a buy here, pay here to me. But what you do is you get your credit built up and go to the credit union and you tell them what you're going to do and you get your loan through your credit union. And the credit union is going to give you a way better rate than what that dealership is, because this is what happens at a dealership. A dealership's got a financial officer. And what that financial officer does is basically he plays freaking like slots and craps all day with these companies, and he sends out bids to these people, and somebody will say, I'll pay you 75% of that up front to finance that person. But that credit union, they're telling you up front, like you're playing that game instead of having somebody else play it for you, and you get a way better deal by the credit union than you will at the dealership.
I think what was meant by that when you mentioned $200, in today's times it's hard to get a truck payment for $200.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
one to
Yeah.
pull it
You'll never see that.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's kind of where that kind of started from. With no offense to nobody, I think that's where
Right. Well, you got to, if you're going to do this, first of all, I mean, this ain't for everybody. You got to find out and figure out your loopholes and figure it out, because this is a very nomadic lifestyle. You're trying to live simple, and if you don't have shit figured out, it ain't going to be simple. So if you don't have these tasks or know how to jump through these financial loops, then of course, I mean, it's going to be hard as hell. You're going to be paying just about as much a month plus gas and diesel to run that thing as you would to just pay rent somewhere.
The repairs.
Those things burn a lot of LP. When you start the heater and you cook, those things burn a lot of LP. I use electric. I don't cook on my stove at all inside the camper. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I have a toaster oven, I have a grill, I have a hot plate, I have everything I can do on top, and I don't use that except for heat. I can, but I have a fireplace. If you do get one with a fireplace in it, electric fireplace. It will heat your whole camper without running no gas, and it can run off solar. But I love my camper, and I toted it all over the world. But I got paid to be a lineman chasing storms, and I got tired of sleeping in my truck or sleeping in the bunkhouse or the whatever. So I was fortunate enough to use my per diem money, because it was costing me $300 a weekend to just stay in the hotel I was staying in.
Right.
In my pocket after the company paid from Thursday night till Sunday, or whatever case may be, Monday through Thursday is all they would pay for. I said, wait a minute, I can get a camper for $300 or $400, and I can have all this extra per diem money.
Right.
I went to looking, and I found one, and she helped me out. I got one for $11,000, valued at $30,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like you won't believe how low some of this stuff is, and especially when you go to this credit union or whoever you're financing through, if you don't buy it outright and tell them like, hey, this ain't family vacation, I'm gonna live in this thing, they're gonna look at you on a pay status like differently. They're gonna be like, oh, this is their home. They can make these payments.
It was smart. I went ahead to the bank like you did, and that way I knew my limit. I knew what I could do. And I went and said, what if y'all got on trade-ins that just come in that's worth something? I said, this is what I'm looking for. And I bought a just traded in one owner, older couple. It's a 30-footer with 3 slides with a fireplace, master bedroom and all that. And it's awesome. Got the slide out. And the only thing I don't have is the outside kitchen, little slide out. But I've got all that set up, and I'm good, and I love it. Now I've got my mom living in the house that I bought from her, and I'm redoing it, but the garage is that I'm turning.
Well, the only reason I know that is because I didn't do that with my car, and I learned after I financed my car through the dealership. of all this other shit. Because when you know you get when you feel like you've been fucked, you know what I mean. You start to research some shit and figure out like how hard, you know, like. And so I did that, and I figured out that I extremely effed up really bad by not just going to a credit union first. I think that's about the best thing you can do with a credit card is try to get 650 or better and then go finance a vehicle. But if you finance a vehicle before you do that, man, I swear they're going to fuck you left and right.
I went with Jennifer just a few weeks ago car shopping, and the first thing we said was, real quick story. She can afford $450 a month. She'd like to use what's outside as a trade-in. We know you have to get your trade-in guide to evaluate it before we go look at a vehicle, so we know where that fits.
Yeah.
First thing he says is, let's take some information, and he said, so you're looking for something around $500, and we said no. Out the door, $450 is what she can afford. Make a long story short, after I did all that, at the very end, they still demanded $2,000 down before she could get approved. I said, why did you just waste 4 hours of our time? We simply told you $450 a month, trading outside. We're gonna get it and leave right now. He said, hold on, come back, and they accepted it. And I said, now, since you made us waste 4 hours, make it $439 a month, and she'll take the deal. And they did it, and we left out of there. So.
Yeah, because their financial officer told them when they sent out that bid to one of their lenders. He said they said they probably came back and said we'll pay you 70% of that bid, and most places don't take under 75. And they told him, well, if you'll get $2,000 up front, then we'll pay you 85% of that. And then they fucking went back in there and said, well, we'll try to get them on that. And then when you fucking stood firm, they were like, all right, we'll take the first bid. That's exactly what happened.
And I made them lower it from $450 to $439.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably could have got lower now, but you did a good job.
I was just trying to do the right thing, and I knew what he knew, and I wasn't going to let him do what they were trying to do.
Right, you played a good game of ball while you was there.
But if you're going to get a travel trailer, I would recommend getting a 350, at least the new one with the 6-speed or 5-speed, or F350 7.3 diesel.
Gotcha.
I'm going to do another shot, guys. I'm going to call it a night.
Me too, man. I got to go eat dinner.
I would like to talk to you about the tinctures that I got, maybe away from everybody on video, maybe tomorrow when you got time, and where I can show you what I got, and you can talk lingo.
Yeah. Just get me on Facebook, or if you haven't already, then hit me up, or I'll try to find you as well, and we'll get together. I'm free. I'm my own boss, so I can call you anytime, or you can call me anytime. It doesn't matter.
Put your name down, Jason.
Glenn, I'll see you Friday night.
Yeah, I'll see you, man. I'll see you. Bye, Lisa. Bye, Hydro, man. I'm going to get off here, eat my hamburger. Get in touch with me, though, man.
Hey, everybody, thanks for coming in tonight.
All right.
Each and every one of you coming in tonight. I really do. I appreciate all of you guys.
Thanks for having me on, Mark. Always a pleasure, man.
Always.
Lisa, will you please double check and resend me your address so I know I'm sending it to the right place?
Yep, I will.
Thank you, ma'am.
3008.
Oh, look at this. This is called Oxy Marble.
Oh.
All right.
Peaches.
Different.
Oxy Marble Mason
Thanks,
jar.
guys.
Good night.
Yeah, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go to bed. Shout out, everybody.
Bye.
Right, Mark.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night. Hey, Lisa.
Oh, yep.
Stay there. I'm going to end the live, but I want to talk to you.
Sure.